On your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
I had no clue that we were going to begin today's show this way, but it is where we have to begin the show. Another day, another dollar. You're listening to The Drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. I'm itching, and I'm ready to get right into it. I got to go through the particulars first, but I don't got to give you the itinerary. Just listen to the show today. Listen in at 2 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan. Tell one friend to listen to the show and go see our dear friends over at the other place. The reason I'm fired up about this is for this reason. This is the problem that I have with modern day activism. Now, you might consider me to be woke, and that's perfectly fine. But I understand the importance of standing up for what you believe in, and I encourage you to stand up for what you believe in. We might disagree on what you believe in, but your American right is protected for you to stand up and for you to vocalize how you are happy with something, how you are unhappy with something, and you have the ability to protest. But what frustrates me about activism in 2026 is it's a lot of the yelling of activism without any of the communication of activism. Now, I didn't pay attention a whole lot when I was in school. I spent a lot of time chasing girls and playing Madden. But there was one class that I really paid attention in because I knew what I wanted to be when I was in college. And it was communication. It was taught by a woman. Her name was Judy Stiles. She did television long time down in the Joplin area. And I'll never forget that she said that the purpose of communication is to make sure that your intended audience understands your message, to convey it in a way and in a sense in which the masses understand what you're trying to say. That communication is really that simple about being clear and concise. So the Royals, as they are trying to build a new stadium, they are going to build a new stadium. Because it is a public process, these things are happening in real time. It appears to me that one group continues to poison the well. At this point, I genuinely have no clue what they're protesting. And it has not been communicated to me what they are protesting. Certainly not clearly. Now, you don't got to just come on this show. There's plenty of other platforms. Now, I feel like this show has been at the forefront of, I'm cool with having different opinions when it comes to the stadium. There is not a show in the city that has had more, I don't want the stadium downtown conversations with people than this one has. Because even though I'm in favor of the stadium and some of you are in favor of the stadium, I perfectly understand that not everybody in our community feels the exact same way. But the radio show has to work where I say what I think, you say what you think, and we can have a civil conversation about it. That's when it's at its best. So a couple of weeks ago, the Royals had a mandated public meeting where they have updates and talking about everything. And I don't really think a whole lot got done. A whole lot didn't get done is because the people that are protesting are failing to communicate their message to us. Here's how it went.
We're gonna take a short break. Yeah, we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna deal with what we need to deal with. So either you guys will let the people speak, or we're gonna shut it down for a minute. Your choice.
We'll shut it down.
around the corner, you. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about we take 5 minutes and we'll let you guys deal with it. Thank you.
All right. Now you heard it. It's just a lot of yelling and back and forth. This is what I mean by I don't think it's been communicated their stance and their position. I don't know if these people are mad because this was not put to a public vote, which is a legitimate reason to be upset. They put this to a vote one time. It lost pretty resoundingly. And the city and the Kansas City Royals did some back channel maneuvering and dealing to build a stadium in the heart of the city without any of our approval. I understand that being frustrating. If that's what you're mad about, I get it. I'm not sure if they're mad that they haven't gotten enough community incentives. This is a negotiation. The people that are protesting are with the Missouri Workers Center. So maybe you want to ensure that you get X amount of jobs, or you want to ensure X amount of things. It will be great if that was communicated to us what they're mad about, but I don't know if that's what they're mad about. Because you remember when they tried to build the stadium the last time, a lot of it was community-based incentives. Hey, is there going to be affordable housing next to it? Great questions to ask. Hey, how many jobs is it going to be? What is it going to benefit for the community? Are we getting enough? So their issue could be that it wasn't a vote. All right. Their issue could be that they haven't received enough benefit of the stadium being there, and that's why you're mad. Hey, all this business is happening, and we are not a part of the business. That frustrates us. Well, that'd be great to know. Is there frustration that they're using taxpayer dollars to pay for this stadium? Again, I understand it. I feel like I've been very clear. I feel like I have communicated very well. If your position is we don't want to pay for their private stadium, I get it. Now, I also think that's kind of how America works, and I can give you countless examples of other stadiums in which the public is paying for, and if you feel different, that's perfectly fine. But is their issue is that we didn't get a chance to vote on this as a public? Is their issue that they didn't get enough community-based incentives potentially, even though that's being currently negotiated? Is their issue the fact that they are using taxpayer dollars, or is their issue is that they lost? Now, I've been saying this from the very, very beginning, and every time we do this, the text line then argues. I'm sorry. You are not changing the way America works. You're not. Every day, the Royals get closer and closer to announcing this thing. No matter how much you protest, no matter how much you fight, the billionaires beat you. And I understand that we live now in a time in which the billionaires making more money and getting more power and more wealth, it just makes you mad. I get all of that. I would just love it if these community groups could just be more clear in what the issue is, because what it looks like to me from the outsider who wants to engage with you in conversation, who wants to have these productive conversations, I'm sorry, you look nuts. Getting carried out of the community meeting earlier today, you are not fighting some cause. You look nuts.
Tensions are high at the Royal Stadium planning meeting. It's happening right now. This video just into our newsroom showing the moment a fight broke out. Afterwards, the mayor was escorted out and we were able to catch up with him.
I know there's a lot of passion with this right now. We recognize that, and I hope everybody's able to come with cooler heads in connection with it. So I'll just hope as we continue our public comment, we continue in a way that everybody can respect everybody else's voices. Everybody's trying to do their best. Make sure you hear from everybody. And, I think it's unfortunate, of course, that you see something like that.
You guys might call me working for the man. That's perfectly fine. I think the city has largely handled this correctly. I feel like the Royals have largely handled this correctly. I feel they're trying to engage. I feel like they're trying to have open dialogue with the community and with the city to answer some of the questions. But what usually happens in modern day activism is we allow a small minority of people to hijack the conversation and while simultaneously being unclear in what they want. Because everybody wants something different. If you want affordable housing around the stadium, that's a worthy fight to have. That some people are going to want to live next to the stadium and they're going to charge you $1,700 for a 560 square foot studio apartment. So if you're fighting for that, that's a worthy fight to me. If your position is that we should have been allowed to vote on this because you're using our money, also a worthy fight. Well, then come on this show. Go on the other station show. Call a press conference and have the news there. There is a more effective way to communicate what you as a community group want than an image of you being dragged out of the community meeting on the 5 o'clock news. Does anybody know what that person's mad about? Is that the story today? Is that what people are talking about? Or do you just look crazy on the front page of the Kansas City Star? I feel like our parents and our grandparents, when they did this stuff, it was just more effective. It was more thought out. It was much better communicated. At least I know what they were fighting for. At least I know what they were protesting for. I know what they were working towards. Maybe you guys know 913-586-7965. I don't want to sound obtuse. I really don't want to be. Are people mad because there's not a vote? Are they mad because they didn't get enough in the negotiation? Are they mad because they're using some of our tax dollars to build their stadium? Are they mad they lost? Because I think there's a lot of people that are just simply mad that they lost. That you thought you could stop this. You thought that you could stop America from being America, and you thought that you could stop the billionaires from doing what they want to do, and they stepped on you and told you, we don't care. We don't need your approval to build our stadium. And even so, you're going to pay for our stadium. How you like them apples? So now you're just mad. You're crying. You're complaining. I think it just looks goofy. I'm serious. I don't want you guys to think that I'm just mad because they won't come on this show. We've requested for this group of people to come on the show 3 times, and all we get is the runaround. I've been respectful in our conversations with these people, even if we disagree. I don't say this arrogantly. I feel like our show's a big platform to communicate your vision. Why is it so difficult for you to come on the show and tell the people why you're so upset? Go on anybody's show. I don't care whose show you go on. But this is ridiculous. They're going to build the stadium with or without your approval. They don't need your approval to build the stadium. They didn't even invite you to their little party when they announced the stadium. They don't care. They didn't want to have that one meeting. They only did so because they legally got to do it. I want to talk about the Chiefs. I really do. But when I'm sitting here watching people get dragged out of public hearings, I'm just like, bro, what's going on now? You can't fight the power. We don't know what you're fighting for. I don't think that's how this works. I want to read your text on the other side. I know we got Cody coming up. We can move it. Nothing's happened with the Chiefs since we talked to Alex about it yesterday. We'll take your text. I want to get your reaction on this, Rob, as well. We can take phone calls on this if you want. 913-586-7965. They are getting closer to announcing officially when they're breaking ground. We got an email today that they just teamed up with some who's going to actually physically build the stadium. This thing is moving fast. It is moving. We're probably 6 months away from them breaking ground on the new stadium. And just every time they try to engage with the community, it's just so much nonsense around it. Keep it right here, so Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with prominent Mizzou fan Carrington Harrison.
I support Kansas. I want Kansas to win.
On 96.5, The Fan.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Side at Rob Side 4. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Site Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Site Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Site Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Sight.
Dane Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Flight by Yuengling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're going to love this beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Dane Hughes. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
When shopping for a new auto insurance policy, AAA could help you customize your coverage to fit your unique needs and budget. Trust AAA Auto Insurance to help you find the balance that works for you. See how a simple switch could make a big difference. AAA, we're always with you. Visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
It's Chief season at Harrah's Kansas City. Every Saturday in August, the excitement kicks off at 6 p.m., where every 15 minutes until 10 p.m., one lucky guest will win up to $2,000 in free play. Then at 10 p.m., one grand prize winner will score a pair of Kansas City season tickets. Wear your red, bring your lucky game day spirit, and join us every Saturday in August at Harrah's Kansas City. Big prizes, big excitement. Don't miss your shot to win.
21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Heartland Men's Health, we take great pride in providing excellent care and treatment options for ED. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
On Reddit, true crime doesn't come from journalists. It comes from the victims, the witnesses, and sometimes the suspects themselves.
Every Tuesday on Crimes of Reddit, we read these posts out loud.
I'm Sabrina Dianaroga.
And I'm Alexis Linkletter. One of us brings the story, the other goes in blind, reacting in real time, just like you.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Crimes of Reddit, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Peter Woods from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
All right, so we're talking about this. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, so I'm happy that we're here. I'm sure Cyrus Allen will go to the Hall of Fame. He just ain't going to the Hall of Fame today, so we'll get to it. I'm frustrated because I think the people who oppose the stadium enough to be out here. I mean, some of you are upset by the stadium as well. You didn't take off work today to go get thrown out of a community meeting. Like, you're just at work complaining about it. That's a little different. You're not mad you got to be to take off work today to go down there to then argue, to then get You got arrested at the community meeting. You're mad about this. I don't think that it's been properly communicated what you're mad about. I'm reading the text line, and I say this, I honestly mean this respectfully. I think some of you just didn't understand what was happening. Someone sent this in, text line 913-586-7965. Let me find it. C-Dot, I think people are frustrated because early on, they thought the vote meant that they were going to have a bigger say. You had a say. The Royals never said they weren't going to build a downtown stadium. They said the tax that they had, you voted to not extend the tax. This is not the extension of the tax. But Rob, all the times we had the mayor on here and you guys kept getting mad, I wish you had been listening to him. He had been saying for 2 years what the alternate plan was going to be if you voted no on this thing. He never threw his hands up and said, oh, well, I guess they're going to Nashville. I know that's what you guys kept thinking. Well, then you were wrong. What you voted no on was not a downtown stadium. You voted no on the extension of a sales tax. That sales tax is going to expire. You won. You said you didn't want to pay extra money for the stadium. This is money you're already paying, and now they're going to redivert those funds for the stadium. They had been telling you that. Rob, we had the mayor on. What did he keep saying they were going to do? We're going to get the money from the park board. We're going to get the money from the park board. So if you went into it thinking that's what you were voting on, I'm telling you that you were wrong from the very, very beginning. That is not what you voted no on. It was not, do you want a downtown stadium? It was, do you want an additional tax to pay for this? And that's what they planned on using the money for. They're not using that money anymore. Not what they're using. So some of this, I just think that people were uneducated or uninformed on what they were voting for from the very, very beginning or on the issues, at least when it comes to it. And I also think this, text line 913-586-7965. One of the reasons I don't understand this is, but someone says, sure, it's going to be nice for the rich people to force out all of those business owners and people living in that area. It's not fair to them. Maybe this is where the Royals just have to communicate it more. There is not a single business that is being displaced that we know of now. Obviously, things can change. But as of right now, there is not a business that is arguing this. You remember, whenever they were talking about moving to the crossroads, Rob, there were businesses that were speaking out. There were businesses in the foothold of it that were saying, hey, we've never talked to the Royals. Funny how that's not happening this time. That is not the land that they are building on. As of right now, there is not a single person that is going to have to move because of this. This land that they are building on is not the same land that they were building on. This is land that is being given to them by the Hallmark family. So super long story short, the Hallmark family, they are selling the Royals to the Kansas City land, obviously at a significant discount. And then the Royals are then gifting that land to the city for tax purposes, et cetera, all of those things. So the Royals will technically not own the land that the stadium is in, but they're all working together. I think you follow what I'm saying. So you can say that about it. That's not true about the stadium. It was true about the last plan. Somebody was going to have to move because of it. There were going to be small businesses that were going to have a Royal Stadium built on top of their small business. That's not the case with this one. That's what I'm saying is I don't even know what we're fighting because I think people are just misinformed on what's happening right now with the Royals.
I think I don't want to say I was ahead of the curve like it's some sort of earth-shattering revelation, but I remember the text line and social media and people discussing what was going to happen with the vote in 2024. I believe it was 2024. Don't quote me on it being 2024. This story has been happening for a long time. But I remember there was a common misconception about what voting no meant then, what voting yes meant, what the future of each team would be with each vote. And I feel like because there's so many different issues at play, people got kind of convoluted and lost in the noise. But if you were a person that was frustrated by the old plan, the Crossroads plan, basically everything the Crossroads plan people hated, the Royals are not doing that with this plan. That plan displaced businesses. Remember, we reached out to, we had news stories. There was a liquor store down there. There were other businesses down there that did not like, hey, we're being forced out by eminent domain. The only business being forced out is Hallmark, and they're not being forced out. They are welcoming the Royals to Crown Center. There were people who had apartments and, lofts and condos and things in the Crossroads. Those people were upset, and that's fine. There is none of that at Crown Center. Even that random church, I don't mean to call it random, that one church.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know you didn't mean it disrespectful.
It's staying. It's going to be next door to the stadium. Nothing is being displaced. I feel like the messaging on what has happened to the stadium is just nonsensical at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Someone on this person is just arguing on the text line. You're wrong. I don't know how to tell you any more respectfully. What you're saying is wrong. Are those buildings being torn down vacant? No, because they're building on the Hallmark right now where the stadium outline is. It is the Hallmark company. They're moving out of that stadium. They're moving out of it. All the buildings are currently owned by the Hallmark. So you're wrong. I don't know how to say it more respectfully than that. What you think is happening is incorrect when it comes here. I also hate this argument. And this is what I feel like of all the stances that I have. It just makes me feel like I am for the man when I'm not for the man here. So someone sent this. I feel like people are frustrated over this as there are people starving right now. They can't afford a $7 hot dog, yet millionaires and billionaires want $1 billion stadium so they can keep up with the Joneses and then raise ticket prices to the point where they can push us fans out. People are tired of being pushed around and the rich people pushing them around. I understand this argument when it comes to the Chiefs. I really do. I understand this argument. And I do think that Chiefs games, they have made it in some ways unaffordable for families to go. Now, maybe this is me putting way too much faith in the Royals, but I've been to baseball games in other cities and in other places. I don't believe that the average Kansas Cityan is being pushed out of the experience of going to Chiefs games, or Royals games, excuse me. I don't think the average Kansas Cityan is being pushed out of going to a Royals game today. They're having a Royals game. I looked this up as I was getting ready for the show. The cheapest ticket right now in StubHub is $4. You can go to the Royals game today for $4.
Royals and A's, baby.
Now you got to pay to park. So parking, $20, $25. So you're telling me for $30 total, parking and 2 tickets, you can go to the game for $30. Was not like that every week. Okay, fine. On Sunday, this past Sunday, they had a deal where they gave you 4 tickets. You got 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, and a parking pass. Rob, how much was this? $80. I'm sorry. Every single person among us has been to a Royals game. I don't think you're rich. Some of you are. Some of you are very well off. Sean Barber, what up? You're rich. Some of you are regular people, and that's cool. You can afford to go to a Royals game. This is not a good argument to me when it comes to going to a baseball game, because I think baseball kind of understands what it is in American pop culture. They understand it's for families. That's why there's a Ferris wheel or a merry-go-round out there. It's not affordable to take your kids to a Royals game. Go out there next time with your kid. To get on that little merry-go-round, Rob, you know how much it is? It's $2. You know how much it is for your kid to hit a couple of balls at the little K? It's $2. Your kid wants to run the bases or play the little Papa shot out there. I've been out there. It's $2. I don't think that's the Royals' goal in all of this. Maybe I'm drinking the Royals Kool-Aid. I don't think the goal of the Royals is to push the family out of it. I think that's a terrible business plan if that's what they're trying to do. Their plan is not going to work if that's what they're doing to do. That's what baseball markets itself as. That's not what football markets itself as. Football does not market itself as the game where you can take your daughter to the game or pack your kids up in the car, you're going to the football game. That ain't what football markets itself as. That's what baseball markets itself as. Baseball is you go on your first date to a baseball game. You can take your kid to the baseball game. It's laid back. I don't think the Royals are losing that part. And I give the Royals a lot of credit for this. I think the Royals have been really good at understanding the kind of community that they serve and doing a lot of cool community stuff. So I don't think that all of a sudden you're not going to be able to afford to take your kid to a game at the new stadium. I just don't believe it. I don't. Chiefs, a different story. It's football. It's the most popular thing in America. Yeah, you might have to watch that on TV. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of Royals and Twins games that you can still afford to take your family to the game if you want to go. I just don't think that's a fair complaint to issue towards the Royals.
I also think, on top of what you're saying, if you look around the landscape of baseball, there are teams that have built new downtown baseball stadiums. Do you know what they still have? Families that go to the games. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a downtown stadium. People who have been say it's gorgeous, PNC Park or whatever they call it now. Families go to Pirates games. It is not just the uber wealthy because they built a new stadium in Pittsburgh. That's not how it works. Carrington, you've been to Coors Field. Coors Field is in downtown Denver. When you went to the game, was it you and the aristocrats of Denver, or was it regular people? So stadiums that exist downtown exist for families. In San Diego, they have a whole section. They have a little lawn section out in the outfield that is designed for families to run around. San Diego's ballpark in the heart of downtown. It's just a disingenuous argument to say, well, the Royals are going to have a new stadium. They're going to price out, regular Joes. Only the people of Leawood and Mission Hills can go to games. No, they won't, because other teams have built new fancy stadiums with public funding and still do things to try to welcome families into baseball stadiums.
Yeah, someone on the text line says, CDOT, it's not affordable if you're poor. I agree. That's like most forms of entertainment, though. Going to a concert's not affordable if you're poor. Yeah, I never said that I thought the Royals, it's not free entertainment. It's still a business. Some of you don't make a whole lot of money. Taking your kids to go see Spider-Man at Friday at 7 o'clock is kind of expensive if you don't have a whole lot of money. But right now, today on the Royals, someone's saying, where are you seeing this? I'm on StubHub right now. You can get seats in 223 row JJ for $9, including fees, at today's Royals game. All of us have you ain't got $9? Hell, I'll buy you 2 Royals tickets to the game. I got $18 to spare. What are we doing here? You had enough money to pay for your cell phone bill to text into the show? What are we doing here?
The same people who drove to St. Joe on gas costs what it is, which is probably more expensive than $18, are mad they can't go to a Royals game. Now, if you want to complain that 413 or whatever you said, Double J is a bad seat, that's not even
413. This is 223. These are premiums. That's how bad the Royals have gotten. You can even get premium seats for cheap right now. Where do you want to sit? You just want to get in? Where do you want to sit at today's Royals game? 121 upstairs, right behind home plate. Row J, $6. Come on now. There's some things we can argue. There really is some things we can argue. You can't tell me that tonight, aren't they doing dollar hot dogs today? You can't tell me it's expensive to go to a Royals game today. Come on now, you can go. You can go. You got $40? You can go to the Royals game today and park and go to the game. Stop it. And right here, hey, I'd rather go get a 5-layer burrito. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey, go spend your bread. But for cheaper than the price of a Chipotle bowl, you can go to the game today. I'm serious. You can go to the game. Y'all have had the opportunity to go to the game. The Royals aren't good enough. That's why you're not going to the game. You ain't going because it ain't affordable. It's very affordable to go to a Royals game. You looked at their record and said, I'm good. I'd rather go do something else, is what you determined when it comes there.
You also looked at the opponent's record and went, woof.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is fine. If you don't go to a Royals game because it's A's and Royals and it's August, I'm going to fight you.
I wouldn't be going to the Royals game today if it wasn't free. I'm going to the Royals game today. You know how much the tickets were? For the price of on the house. On the house. So, yeah, I'll be there. I'll come say hi to you. I'll walk up to your little $6 seat. I ain't sat upper level for a Royals game in a very, very long time. Hey, you got to get in how you fit in. I'm not against it. I might be against it. I mean, I say that. I haven't lied so far in today's show. I might be against it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I'm very much against sitting in the upper level. You know the last time I sat in the upper level, Rob, of a Royals game?
Got to be the postseason.
It was Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah.
I hadn't fully started getting the afternoon money yet. I was in afternoons. I wasn't getting afternoon money yet. I was getting the, hey, let's see if this radio thing will work out for you money yet. So I had enough to get the upper level seats. I didn't have enough to get the lowers, the premiums. But I was there. I could see.
But I didn't know this existed, so credit to the text line. Do you know the Royals have a Bring Out the Books program? Let the first 100 fans at each home game exchange a new or gently used book in exchange for a free ticket? If you have a book at your house, you can go to the Royals game.
For real?
Yeah, I'm reading it right here. Bring Out the Books. It's the first 100 fans get a voucher for the game. Bring a book to Gate E at Kauffman Stadium. The dedicated window opens 30
minutes. You just got to take a book out there. That's it.
Now, it has to be new or gently used, but if you have a gently used book at home and want to go see the Royals and A's tonight, you can go.
How much for the Crown Club seats? They got them today.
I don't think that's the book. I don't think the book gets you the Crown
I was
seats.
just trying to look just to see, though. I mean, here, 125 right behind home plate. Row 25, row J, $26 for the game today. You can sit premium at the Royals game today. Go ahead and take Charlotte to the game today. I know you've been trying to find something for you and Charlotte to do. Right here behind the visitor dugout, 6 rows back, $17. Go and take your little one to the game today. You know they got school next week. Take your little one to the Royals game today for a cheap cost.
Double check me because you're on the.
They got some. Oh, I found some real good. Look at these, $6 right here. You ready? $6, row 40 or section 145, row in. $6 to go to the Royals game today.
I could be wrong, but I believe if you pay enough, you can start for the A's.
Somebody said, how do you get these $6 tickets? I'm on StubHub right now. Just on StubHub.
Someone on the text line's mad I point out the book thing. They've been gatekeeping it all season for cheap tickets. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I helped.
Somebody said if you can't afford to go to a Royals game, you don't need entertainment. You need more hours at work. I ain't going to say that. Come on now. Come on. I ain't going to do that. That was funny. That made me laugh. I'm sorry. All right. We'll get back to the Royals, I'm sure, at some point. Is Cody still coming on the show? Or we just canceled Cody?
We just canceled Cody.
Cody was probably so happy he had to come on this show. You don't need me? Fine.
I told Cody, you can enjoy your drive home. He said, perfect. I'm tired of talking about Cyrus Allen anyway.
You could call Cody right now. He won't answer your phone until 8 o'clock tomorrow. He's done talking to me or you. Done.
5:31. He'll be like, hey, what's up? I saw you called.
Y'all, for sure. He'll definitely answer whenever the show is over. He'll certainly answer. All right, we'll get back to this coming up at the top of the hour, but let's talk about Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy met with the media today. You guys know that he's back at work. He's back at practice, and he updated us on what the status of his wife is. Here's Eric Bieniemy on Mia Bieniemy.
Yes. So she's on a great road to recovery, and like I said, I'm going to keep that private. And first and foremost, let me go backwards to go forward. Yes, she is on the road to recovery. Yes, she is doing great. It's one of the main reasons why I'm back here, because of her recovery. She's truly a soldier. She's a saint, and it's been incredible to watch. But with that said, I know I was driving her and a bunch of my family members crazy in the house. So she was like, you have my blessing to leave. So it was time to get back.
Text line 913-586-7965. CDOT, you're going to the game today. Is there going to be more kiss cam drama tomorrow? Oh, I hope not. I hope not. The Royals have embarrassed me enough on and off the field. I'm all right. No thanks. I'm very happy that Mia Bieniemy is fine and that Eric Bieniemy is back at work. He seems like nothing's happened. And I'm not saying that to be critical in any means. He's the same. At least from what I've seen from the videos. Like, out there on the football field, it just seems like we didn't miss a beat when it comes to Eric Bieniemy. So, continued thoughts and prayers to her as she gets back. I haven't heard any update on the son or charges or any of those things. That's not my concern. The concern is your wife took a couple of gunshots. So she seems to be doing better. She seems to be turning the corner. So that's all anybody honestly should care about, at least when it comes to this story. We'll continue talking about the Chiefs. I had Rob look up some running back numbers to me today. He's never so begrudgingly. He just handed me a sheet of paper. I was like, hey, can you look this up for me? He was like, fine. Then he just handed me the paper. He was like a kid handing you something that he didn't want to hand you. Like, you know when your kid's watching TV and you're like, hey, I need the remote, and your kid just hands you the remote, but they don't really want to? That's how Rob handed me the sheet of paper earlier today. Rob, what I do want to talk about is, let's lighten the mood here. USA Today released the top 10 fast food burgers in America. If that's not a drive topic, I don't know what is. We'll talk about it. Keep it right here.
The Drive is always streaming live on our YouTube channel.
If you're a bad tipper, that's okay. You're all right. I'm not here to judge you for that.
Just search for 965 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Carter.
And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out,
leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Baseball fans, America's pastime is a game of decisions. Fastball or sinker, swing big or play small ball. And FanDuel is bringing that same strategy to every Dinger Tuesday with Choose Your Own Reward. Customization that transforms how you experience the game. Option 1, the bet reset. Use this on your wager and you'll get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Or you can go option 2. It's a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no cost. Whatever your style, you are in control. Make your choice and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. So visit FanDuel.com/local now to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs, FanDuel, an official partner of MLB and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000.
That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
This afternoon, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 89.
Weather brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Someone on the text line asked the question, C-Dot, how do I get you to read my text? I would say that the best way to get your text read is they need to fit into one of these three options. Number one, we don't take a lot of phone calls on this show, so your text needs to enhance the discussion, move the discussion forward. I'm just one person. Rob's just one person, but there's thousands of yous. If you have a good point or a good perspective and I see it, I got no problem reading it. That's my job. So that's number one. Number two, you ask a good question. Asking me a question that you could very easily look up, but you don't want to do it and you want me to do the work, usually will not get my response. I got other stuff that's happening during the show. I know you guys just think I'm here talking the whole time. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing other things too. You know, the show's moving. There's things that are happening and changing. I'm writing things down. There's so many ideas that are coming to my head. Number three, you got to be funny. If you fit one of those three, I'll reply. Sometimes insulting me doesn't work. Like as long as you don't say nothing too crazy, all right, whatever. Like, I don't worry about it anymore. But yeah, you got to check one of those three boxes. If you do that, you got a good chance of me replying to you. I mean, I can't reply to everybody. I mean, I still got to talk and I got to do the show, but you got a chance for sure. I'll try to reply as many people as I can. I have to do the show. Rob, there are people that like, I'm in the middle of talking, like, why are you not replying? I can't do both at a high level. I can't talk on the radio and have a long, detailed conversation with you. It's not how the show works. It's happening in real time. I just wanted to share that with you. So everybody knows. Heading into football season, that's the best way to be on the show. All right, let me tell you this. So, Rob, they are doing a poll on USA Today. Now, the poll is top 10 fast food burgers. Now, these are national chains. These are not some place in rural Idaho that only they can go to. No, this is everybody. And I've never heard of this place, but it's called Habit Burger. Have you ever heard of Habit Burger?
Right off the jump. We sure this is national change?
I'm telling you, you'll see the rest of the list. Burger? I've never heard of Habit Burger before. I've been Googled, is there a Habit Burger in Vegas? There's a couple. I actually know where one is. I just never go inside of it. So next time I'm in Vegas, I got to go to Habit Burger because now I got to try. They're telling me it's the best. I got to go.
That was number 10 or number 1?
Number 1.
Whoa.
Number 1, Habit Burger. Number 2, In-N-Out. Number 3, Freddy's. Number 4,
I like a Freddy's.
A&W. What? Number 5, Culver's. Number 6, Shake Shack. 7, Five Guys. 8, Burger King. 9, Wendy's. 10, Whataburger. These were the top 10 fast food burgers in 2026. Let's go down the list.
Oh, I have thoughts.
We might do this multiple times in the show today, honestly. Might do multiple times on this.
I'll just tell John Ketz we don't need him. We got burger talk.
Let's move into 315. In-N-Out Burger is the most overrated thing in American pop culture. I tell you guys this every time it comes up. People like In-N-Out because it's cheap. People like In-N-Out because you eat it in cool places. If In-N-Out was in Odessa, Missouri, and in small towns, People would not like In-N-Out the way that they do. You want to know how I know? They don't love Sonic like that. And Sonic has better cheeseburgers than In-N-Out. It's mediocre food is what it is with bad fries. Text your friend that loves In-N-Out and ask them, hey, what do you order? And they're going to tell you the Contra cheat code. It's 19 steps to unlock the good food. Oh, man, well, you got to get the double-double. You got to get it animal style. And you got to tell them, bro, I ain't got to do all that. I don't got to do all that at Shake Shack to unlock the good food. I just walk up there and tell them, and the food comes out delicious. So that's number one for me with In-N-Out. I'm not hating on Freddy's. I think that's way too high for Freddy's, but Freddy's is good. I'm not mad at Freddy's. A&W. Now, I want to be clear here. I don't want there to be any confusion. You think a place that's connected to Long John Silver's has a top 5 burger? I'm serious. It's a Long John Silver's A&W combo. You think that's a top 5 burger? You're crazy. I can't remember the last time I went to A&W's, but I'm here to tell you, if the burger was that good, there'd be more of them. It ain't. So that's ridiculous. Culver's. I'm happy to see Culver's getting that love. Culver's is fantastic. Culver's is what people try to convince me that Brahms is, when Brahms, mediocre.
Brahms better than Culver's.
I'm not a Brahms guy.
Wrong.
Not a Brahms guy. What really upsets me about this list is it disregards who the heavyweight champion is. This should be one of the little comebacks with me talking. We should replace the Red Lobster one, and it should be this. The best burger in America is served at Five Guys. When you factor in how much it costs, how much food you get, and all of the customizable options, there is not a better burger bang for your buck than at Five Guys. Now, you might need to get paid like Pat McAfee to get a burger, fries, and a drink. It's going to cost you $29 for you to go eat at Five Guys, but it's so expensive because it's worth it. Five Guys is the heavyweight champion of the world, national burger chains. I wish I could go back in time and have Five Guys for the first time. Incredible food. I love it. 2 thumbs up. That should be number 1. Shake Shack, that's the middleweight champion of the world. It's not the heavyweight champion the way that Five Guys is, but the biggest reason to me why Five Guys is better than Shake Shack is you just get more food for the same kind of price. Shake Shack charging you $9 for them little baby burgers they serving. Now, they're good. Don't get me wrong. But it's still a baby burger. But, man, that Shake Shack so fresh, man. Shake Shack is good. That should be 1, 2. The 1, 2, 3 should be Five Guys 1, Shake Shack 2. If we're talking national burgers, Culver's 3. That should be the top 3 list on here. In-N-Out, weak. That's what it is. The In-N-Out is weak. If you think that In-N-Out is better than Shake Shack, or you think In-N-Out is better than Five Guys, I'm here to tell you right now that your taste buds are broken. I'm here to tell you that. Your taste buds are broken, and you're crazy. Because you know you're wrong, and you know that's inaccurate. There's no chance if you do a blind taste test, like it was the Pepsi challenge from back in the day, and they blindfold you and they put an In-N-Out burger in front of you and a Five Guys burger in front of you, there's no chance you're taking the In-N-Out burger over Five Guys. You know that. But I get it. Every time you go out to LA to see your cousin, you eat In-N-Out, and it's great, I'm sure. I'm sure when you go to the Las Vegas Strip and you see the In-N-Out, I'm sure it's great. It's fun. It's a mediocre meal is what it is. It's a mediocre. And if it was widely available like other restaurants, you would not be checking for In-N-Out. You would go to In-N-Out 1 or 2 times if it moved to Kansas City, and then you would just realize this whole time it wouldn't be a top 5 burger in the city. Mediocre meal. So we got time to talk about this list, Rob. This ain't the only time it's got to come up. I'm happy to have this conversation today. So USA Today released their top 10 fast food burgers. Habit Burger, which I've never heard of before, so I can't hate or praise it. I've never eaten there, but I've eaten at all these other places. In-N-Out, Wendy's, A&W, Culver's, Shake Shack, Five Guys, Burger King, Wendy's. Wendy's is better than Burger King. I'm a little surprised there. And Whataburger. You know, I like Whataburger. I do. I think Whataburger is good. I like Whataburger. So I'm happy that it's included on this top 10 list. Coming up on the other side, we'll be joined by Jonathan Ketz. He was at this crazy meeting earlier today where people were getting carried out, arrested, and we'll find out. It sounds like we're starting to get some more hardcore details about the Royals and their move. We'll get to that next. Keep it right here, so Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison, the go-to show for dating advice you didn't ask for.
If you got to ask your girl to help on the bill on Valentine's Day, you've done something wrong.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
BetMGM, official partner of Major League Baseball, is bringing the high heat all season long. All season long, you can log into the BetMGM app and receive top-tier promos that put you in the batter's box and up the excitement for America's pastime. Step up to the plate all season long with Swing for the Fences, the free-to-play game where every swing could score you rewards. We're talking parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, same-game parlay boost, and even bonus spins all season long. And the action doesn't stop there. Get more out of every at-bat and every inning with MLB's same-game parlay boost. Stack your picks and boost your potential payout. Plus, lock in bigger value with MLB odds boost tokens and MLB parlay boost tokens all season long. More boost, more swings, more chances to win. Download the BetMGM app and step up to the plate today. MLB trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Missouri only. Existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly.
Hi, I'm Danny Gravatt, Division Manager at Ready Services. For over 6 decades, my family has kept Kansas City comfortable, and I've been proud to be part of it for over 50 years. When a pipe bursts or the AC quits, you don't need a quick fix. You need a team you can trust. As a family-owned company, Ready Services delivers expert plumbing and HVAC services with honest repairs at the right prices. We guarantee you expert services without the high-pressure sales pitches. Get the job done right the first time. Contact us at ReadyServices.com today.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler craftsman at Shane Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, not with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Don't wait until the next storm reveals a roofing problem. If your roof is over 15 years old, schedule a free inspection with Century Roofing's award-winning team. With over 36 years of experience and 36,000 roofs installed, we've been voted Best Roofing Company in Johnson County 5 years running and Best in Kansas City 2 years in a row. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com today. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
The Advent Health Championship is Casey's only PGA Tour event. Whether you're a golfer or you just want to be part of the fun, family-friendly event, see the future stars of the PGA Tour at Blue Hills Country Club, August 20th through 23rd. Ticket information at adventhealthchampionship.com.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
there's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Whether I'm setting up the ultimate tailgate or hosting a watch party, game day is all about the Chiefs and keeping it stress-free. That's why I go to Hy-Vee. They make planning a breeze with everything you need in one convenient stop. We're talking about tailgate trays packed with sliders, wings, charcuterie, sushi, appetizers, and those iconic Chiefs-themed cookies. Plus, a massive wine and spirits department to top off your beverage order. Let Hy-Vee handle the work. Just order online for pickup or delivery. It's a total game changer, only at Hy-Vee.
Back to school savings start now at Hy-Vee's 3-day sale. Stock up and save big this Friday through Sunday with hot deals in every department. Meat, produce, bread, cereal, and snacks. Want an easier way to shop? Order on the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. Choose pickup or delivery and we'll do the shopping for you. Save time, save money. Shop your way during the back to school sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Listen to the Chiefs and Bucks this Saturday with pregame starting at 5 and kickoff at 6:30. All right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. In Odyssey Sports Station.
Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by John Ketz. I believe he is actually down at the meeting right now that is happening regarding the Royals. John, are you actually there?
I am back at the station. That meeting has ended. The Finance Committee passed both the funding and the rezoning plans after, things got touchy, a little touch and go for about 5 minutes. And the funding plan will be heard in front of the City Council on Thursday.
Okay, can you explain to us what happened? Because we saw the video. They carried that man out of there. You were there. What happened?
Yeah. So there was some complaining from Stand Up KC, which is the Missouri Workers Center or Missouri Workers Power. It's a group of low-wage workers here in our area, that they were not given the same amount of time to speak as people who were in support of the stadium. Now, I'm not sure I would agree with that. I thought Andrea Boo, the chair of the committee, who's a city council member, kept it pretty even between making sure that people did not go over their 2-minute allotted time. In fact, there were people on both sides who went above their allotted time. There was a security guard and a man who works for General Services for the city who came up to that man, Daryl Miller, and tried to get him to calm down. He wasn't really having a whole lot of it, and he got taken out by at least 2 people. So it was not an ideal situation. Missouri Workers Power is already saying that he was arrested. Right now, I can't verify that. But again, as I just told Rob, that is just half the story of what happened today.
Right now, we're talking to John Ketz. All right, you say that's half the story. What's the other half of the story? Obviously, that's going to grab the headline. That's going to grab the attention. That's the viral clip video. What did you learn about the development from this meeting?
Well, we know that the city wants to commit up to $600 million for this project, and it's a 60-40 public-private split where 60% of the money is supposed to be public. So if the city is only going to commit $600 million, and I say only, I probably shouldn't, but that means that the Royals asking $100 to $500 million from them to complete the public ask for this. It was interesting afterwards. Sam McDowell asked Brooke Sherman, will you go to the voters of Jackson County? And right now, Brooke Sherman said that's not a part of our plan. So if $600 million is coming from the city, potentially more than $500 million could come from the state of Missouri. At least that is the ask right now. And there are still more questions to come as to how much money the state of Missouri will really give, and if it doesn't get to $500 million, is potentially Jackson County in play again? I don't know, but the first part of this funding plan was advanced today, and the council will review it again. The full council will review it Thursday.
John, with your understanding of this plan, do you like it? Is it a plan that you think makes sense?
It seems like it is. It seems like it's a little less risky than the Kansas City Chiefs plan. I guess the one problem is that the city of Kansas City, Missouri, is backing the bonds on this stadium. So the city would have to come up with the shortfall. If there is not enough money generated in this entertainment district, then the city's got to come up with the funding to support the loss in the same way that they do for Power and Light. That's the way that Councilman Jonathan Duncan made the analogy today, and the city is on the hook for at least $14 million a year through the 2030s for the Power and Light project, because that has not returned the amount of money to the city of Kansas City, Missouri that was once promised, and it still does seem like a questionable deal. But when you compare it to the Chiefs deal, I don't know how you come up with the amount of money that they are expecting in that plan to cover those bonds.
I know this is getting away from what we're talking about. What's the plan then for Power and Light? If it loses $14 million every year, what's the plan for Power and Light? That's not really how a business usually runs.
Well, the city is on the hook for at least about $14 million a year through, I think, at least 2035 on that project. So I think Councilman Duncan's concern is if the city doesn't make as much money on this project as the projected estimates are right now, that the city could be spending that much money or more
for both
on the Royal Stadium project on the south side of Crown Center.
Yeah, then you're paying for both. I saw a report today that the Royals, they plan on breaking ground on this stadium next May. Can you confirm that?
Yes, that is what was discussed. Mayor Lucas keeps talking about, ideally, he would like to see this ballpark be opening day of 2030. So if that's going to happen, that is a tight timeline. So now keep in mind the Royals could play at the Jackson County, Missouri-owned Kauffman Stadium through the 2030 season, but I think the Royals and the city are pushing full steam ahead to try to get this done by opening day 2030, even though they don't have to.
So I asked this question, and John, I completely understand if you don't have the answer to it. I think what frustrates me right now about the opposition that you are seeing when it comes to the stadium is I just can't really pinpoint what the reason is. Are these people mad that there was no vote for this from the public? Are they mad because they didn't get enough community initiatives in the agreement? Are they mad that taxpayer dollars are being spent? Or are they simply mad that they just lost and it would appear that this is going to happen with or without them? I wish there was better communication from these public groups on what the actual frustration is right now regarding all of this.
I would tell you that they want to vote. And while the initial funding plan is likely going to pass Thursday, I do want to pump the brakes in that, I mean, I could see Stand Up KC or Missouri Workers Power suing because, we haven't even talked about this, they collected enough signatures to create a vote of the people on this project. The city has to figure out what they're going to do with the Stand Up KC petition by August 31st, and Jonathan Duncan thinks that the city is acting in warp speed on this initial funding plan because if their plan is passed before the Stand Up KC plan, they think their plan would hold more weight up in court. So this is not over yet, and I could see Stand Up KC suing because the city is acting on funding agreements while they've created a vote of the people. Therefore, they feel like any agreements should be put on pause until the vote actually takes place. This could get really messy once again, and it's not over yet.
Do you think that do you think eventually that the people of Jackson County or Kansas City will be able to vote on this? Because my answer would be no. I think there's too much power in one direction to let it get to an uncertainty of what could happen with the public. So I don't think it'll ever get to that point.
Well, this petition deals with the city of Kansas City, Missouri, so that is separate from Jackson County, and I do think we could have a vote on it. The question is whether or not that vote would matter. If the city's going to make the argument that if there are enough agreements put in place and contracts have been signed, you can't all of a sudden stop the project just because of the fact that there is a vote. So I believe that's why the city is moving quickly, because they are up against a 60-day timeline on the Missouri Workers Center Power petition or Missouri Workers Center Power plan. And the mayor would disagree with me on that, though.
That is Jonathan Ketz joining us on the show today, getting the latest on what could happen with the Kansas City Royals. Thanks, John. I appreciate you as always.
Have a good day.
Absolutely. That is Jonathan Ketz joining us on the show. We could talk about this, Rob. I know we're up against it. We can break. If this vote is solely a Kansas City, Missouri vote, I don't think it has any problem passing. I think it passes if it's a Kansas City, Missouri vote. Jackson County is a different thing. But if you were talking about Kansas City, I think you have seen that the city of Kansas City, when it comes to this, like, we could go back and we could look at the breakdown of it. The 3/8 of a cent sales tax did not fail because of Kansas City, Missouri. It failed because of Eastern Jackson County. And the further away you get away from the stadium and the city, the more opposed people were to the plan. But if this is the conversation, if it was just a citywide vote, you have to have a Kansas City, Missouri address, that is passing in Kansas City. There is not enough people that live in Kansas City that are against this plan. Now, there might be enough people that live in Independence or Blue Springs that are opposed to this plan. I think people in the city want the stadium downtown. That's how I feel.
I would have to. There was that map they released on the vote day. We'd have to look at it, but I get
Pull it up during the commercial break, because I'm assuming, and if I remember correctly, the vote passed in Kansas City, and it was the further out you got. So the further you got away from the stadium, the more unpopular the plan is. Kansas City, Missouri will get behind a plan that basically renovates Crown Center. The Royals are not losing that vote. Not when they will just beat you over the head with, in my opinion, we're renovating Crown Center. We are going to be right next door to Union Station. It's right there on the streetcar line. We are not moving anybody, and we are not displacing any small business. If this was small business people, I think we'd be having a different conversation. If this was homeowners, we'd be having a conversation. You remember back when the Royals tried to get the 3/8 of a cent votes, it was people in the community in the Crossroads that were against this. Who was against this other than two community groups?
I'm trying to find the photo.
We can find it during the commercial break.
I think you are correct. I think the idea was the city loved downtown baseball, loved funding the Chiefs, but as you got further and further away, that's when you started to see, oh, no, this is a hard pass. But I'll have to find the exact election results.
Yeah, let's try to find it during the commercial break, because I'm curious to see. Text line 913-586-7965. You just heard what Jonathan Ketz had to say. What did you make about that? We'll try to find those voting results coming up on the other side. Plus, we haven't talked a whole lot of Chiefs yet today. We'll get to the Chiefs here coming up as well. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, baseball fans. Think you know who's going to hit a homer today? Well, FanDuel's giving you a free chance to call your shot with Daily Dingers. Joining in on the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at even extra winnings. You've got nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain. And you can make your free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another way that FanDuel is your home for the home runs. Ready to play your game today? Join in on all the action at FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local to play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Swing for the Fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Look, let's be real for a second. When it comes to performance, good just isn't good enough, just like the teams that we cheer for. And that's exactly why Blue Chew raised the bar for you. Introducing Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves right under your tongue and starts working in as little as 15 minutes. So there's less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. And I've told you before, confidence is key. You know it the same as I do. Get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew. Now, with a gold standard upgrade that's changing the game for good. It's not just about function anymore. It's about total performance, both physical and mental. They're turning bedroom performance into an Olympic sport, so go for gold. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. There's a special deal for you there. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code KFNZ. That's promo code KFNZ. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety info.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. Morton Amphitheater this Wednesday night. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
Sprained wrist, ankle twist, broken thumb, can't make a fist, busted knee, surgery, that patch of ice you didn't see.
Where pain starts, Jernavix suzetrigine begins. Jernavix is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain.
Tendon tear, nose repair, tripping on that broken stair, dislocation, operation, moped crash while on vacation.
Do not take Jernavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jernavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes.
Joint displacement, knee replacement, fell on marbles in the basement, ladder slip, broken hip, that rock climb where you lost your grip.
To learn more about Jernavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit Jernavix.com.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
That'll be $54.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting a $10 bonus on groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, we already earned enough this morning to pay for some extra treats you can bring to school this week.
Wait, so the app pays for snacks?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
With Upside, you can earn cash back on your everyday essentials and back-to-school favorites. The free app also gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code SCHOOL10 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code SCHOOL10 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code SCHOOL10.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
This report is brought to you by Go Car Wash. It's your time to go shine.
For a limited time at Go Car Wash, mention radio and get any wash for just $5. Yep, any wash. That's up to 80% off our best wash. Visit Go Car Wash today. It's your time to go shine.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the car crash kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
We've got a crash that is 435 eastbound at Warnall. Everybody made it off to the left shoulder, but there's a lot of onlooker delay there. Just scoot to the right. To get through a little easier, I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Jack Caglione from the Kansas City Royals. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan. I'll answer this. I just feel like we're going around and round on this. C-Dot, your whole conversation on the stadium is disingenuous. No one is against downtown baseball, but economists are unanimous that publicly financed stadiums do not pay for itself. So let the billionaire buy his own stadium. You have to remove your sports talk bias from this. I've heard episodes of Paw Patrol with more intelligence than your takes on stadium funding. Okay, you're allowed to feel that way. I've always just countered with this. But the billionaires that own the stadium where we live, they don't agree with you. So what next? What next? If you have that position, I can't tell you that you're wrong. Hey, you guys own the team. Why should we have to fund your privately built stadium? You receive the money from it. We don't receive the money from it. I don't think you're wrong. Clark Hunt disagrees with that position. So what do you do in that scenario? They didn't ask you in Kansas if you wanted to help pay for the stadium or not. They just moved there. There was no public vote in Kansas on whether you wanted that agreement or not. They just said, this is where we're moving. And the people that you voted for were all for the plan. We're doing backflips for the plan. So I don't disagree with you. But as I've said from the very, very beginning, this is how American sports teams are set up. So yes, we can find some examples. The last time we had this conversation, everybody kept saying, well, that's not how the Broncos are set up. But those same people live in Denver and they play for the Rockies Stadium. Those same people live in Denver and they pay for the Denver Nuggets Stadium. So yeah, you don't pay for this one, you pay for the other two. So yes, in an ideal world, they would take our tax dollars and they would fix the roads. And that's all the money would be used for. In an ideal world, they would take the tax money that we spend and the Kansas City, Missouri school district would be noticeably better than what it is. But that's not the scenario that we have. So you have two options. Your option is either let them do what they're going to do or the team moves. Those are the only two options you usually have as American cities. There aren't many examples of public fights back and then owner just wakes up and says, you know what, man? I mean, I can pay for this. I mean, I got it. I'll pay for it. That's just not how it works. So that's just been my positioning for the whole time. If your stance is let the billionaire buy his own stadium, you live in Kansas, are you planning on moving? Because if you buy anything in Kansas, you are not letting the billionaire pay for a stadium. They're taking some of your money and paying for the stadium with it. Rob, are you moving anytime soon? Is that your plan? I just don't know what you do in this scenario.
I'm paying for the stadium.
I just don't know what you do. I don't understand, honestly. I just don't get it. Do you want a sports team where you live? Well, this is the agreement that you usually have to make. There are some small examples for sure. There are definitely some examples of there are some cities that all of their stadiums are privately funded. I don't think in a market Kansas City size, you're getting that. Like, you'll probably end up getting the worst deal of all of them. If you want multiple professional sports franchises in a market the size of Kansas City, the owner then ain't paying for the stadium. Look at Buffalo. They hit them people for $2 billion and they hit them with a personal seat license and half of the seats don't even work. Can't even see the game from the seats. So I think I've been very clear on this. I live in America just like you live in America. There's some things that I feel very strongly, hey, maybe we should do something very differently. And America just said, no, we're going to keep doing it this way. Okay, what option do I have? Okay, all right, that's how we decided we're going to do it. I might disagree, but that's how we've decided to do it. They came up with the plan for us to pay for sports. They came up with the plan. It was use our money to buy their stadium. That's the plan they came up with.
I mean, I do agree with the texter. the studies have shown that the public money pouring into the stadium, on the idea of it'll be this economic boom, usually fizzles out. But no one has really pushed back, kept a stadium, and gotten the billionaire to pay for it. So it's what we'd like as a society, but it's also not the society we have. Like, do you remember that meme that was going on the internet, Carrington, where it was like the futuristic society, and it was like, if blank didn't happen, this would be society. Yeah, if we didn't pay for billionaires' football stadiums, it'd be great. But we do. Like, it sucks, but it's the life we live.
Yeah, someone says, I love how people think that they can just make the billionaire owner pay for their stadium. I would just say for in all of these situations, you just see what the pushback is. And there usually is a city that is willing to do it. Like, I guess in here, we can move on from this. The people of Jackson County spoke up and said, we need a better plan. The people in Kansas were willing to bend over backwards to do exactly what they wanted.
Clark Hunt got a better plan for Clark Hunt.
We just can't take this hardline stance in this area of make the billionaire pay for the stadium. Because you Kansas folks, that's not what you did. You did not take hey, you guys really aren't going to move. Look at what Jackson County did, so let's get the best deal for ourselves. No, it was do what you want, Chiefs. Take as much land as you want, and we will pay for the stadium. I just don't know if we can take that stance. I do want to move on from this. I do want to talk about this because I do want to get to the Chiefs. I'm sure we'll argue about the stadium at some point, but the stadium is going up. They've already announced when they're going to break ground on the stadium. You lost. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you buy something on the Kansas side or the Missouri side. You're paying for one of the two stadiums. That's what they set up. Someone on the text line says, the Giants just released Juju Smith-Schuster. What are the odds that he is a Chief sometime this season? Someone needs to hide Andy's phone. I don't know if we're allowed to pray on this radio show. I assume it's some kind of federal. I don't know all the rules. I really don't. But I wish right now that we could hold hands and bow our head in prayer that they can keep Juju Smith-Schuster off this team.
I think it's worth noting that Tyquan Thornton had a hamstring injury today. So does Juju know the system?
I'm serious. I pray to the Lord above that he keeps Juju Smith-Schuster as far away from this team as humanly possible. He couldn't make the Giants roster. The Giants? That wide receiver room? We just saw Juju last year play for this team. My guy Matt Verderam just put it out there. Rob, he played in 55% of the offensive snaps last year for Kansas City. One of the reasons why their offense was so bad last year is because they kept letting Juju play. I mean this with love. I really do. I mean this with love. Juju, it is over. It is over. You need to go be a podcaster or go be a streamer is what I would advise Juju Smith-Schuster to do. Juju has stayed healthy one season in his last 5. One. I know we talk about, well, Mahomes has done it without. I don't think that we talk enough about how rare the 2022 season is for Juju Smith-Schuster and how that was the last time that his body held up. It was the last time his body held up. Like, we can go through the numbers from Juju over the last 5 seasons. 2021, Juju played in 5 games. He had 129 yards. The Chiefs then got him. Got him for the low. Got him for the dirt. The Chiefs got him. His body held up. He played 16 games. He started 14. He had 101 targets, 933 yards. That's the last. At 26 years old, Juju was done. He then went to New England. And remember, he signed that 3-year deal. He started 7 games and had 260 yards. They then cut him after year 1. He's played 2 seasons now back-to-back in Kansas City. He had 231 and then 345 last year. He's cooked. Please keep Juju as far away from this team as theoretically possible. I don't want Juju around this team. One of the significant problems with last year's team was that Juju played so much on that roster. Rob, do you know the only non-offensive lineman who played more than Juju on offense last year? So remove offensive lineman, right? Like Creed Humphrey played a lot last year. Kingsley Suamataia played a lot last year. Jawan Taylor played a lot last year. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy. Those are the only non-offensive linemen that played more than he played last year. The only one. If we're talking about snaps total on the team, he was like top 15 in snaps on last year's team. It's kind of why the Chiefs didn't work. I know that we have blamed last year's season on a million things. We've blamed it on Eric Bieniemy not being there. We blamed it on Matt Nagy being there. We blamed it on 15 different things, which makes sense. When things go as wrong as they did last year for the Chiefs, there's a lot of reasons. The truth of the matter for Kansas City last season is they didn't have enough good players. That some of the guys that used to be good, they were good. They weren't good anymore. Juju played 55% of the snaps. He's not in the league right now. Their leading running back from last season, not in the league right now. A lot of the guys that the Chiefs were depending on, the rest of the league is telling you those guys could not play. And the Chiefs were trying to win a Super Bowl with those guys last year. They tried to win a Super Bowl with these guys. So I just want them to free themselves. That's it. I just want them to free themselves from this. It didn't work last year. I might have my questions about this year's roster, but at least we're trying to go in a different direction. At least we're trying with the Cyrus Allen. We're trying with the R. Mason Thomas, that we have freed ourselves from the same 12 players that they just kept calling every time they had it. It's over for these guys. It's over. They can't help you anymore. Juju, you're a podcaster. I don't say that disrespectfully. I think you'd be really good at it. I think you're a streamer now. I think you'd be really good at it. You know a lot of famous people. You're funny. You're entertaining. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out in a couple months. Start setting up and start playing with your famous friends. I don't care what you do. I just don't want you on the football team anymore. Please keep Juju away. I'm serious. Keep him away. Somebody said, I don't understand all the hate for Juju. I don't have any hate for Juju. I don't know how you can hear that and think that I'm hating on him. He can't play anymore. He can't play. It's over for Juju. Juju has less yards in his last 3 seasons than he did in 2022 in Kansas City. That's 3 teams. He had Patrick Mahomes last year. He had Andy Reid. He had all those things. He can't play anymore. I don't want guys like that on the team anymore. Explosive plays come from explosive players. Juju's not explosive anymore. Football has beaten up his body. Not everybody gets to be really productive at Travis Kelce's age. Not everybody gets to be 32, 33 years old and still have 1,000 yards. That's not how this works. You guys keep telling me how much you love Cyrus Allen. You want to take away targets from Cyrus Allen and now give him to Juju Smith-Schuster? I don't. I don't want to take snaps from Andrew Armstrong and give him to Juju Smith-Schuster. It's over. It's done. Free yourself from that. That's my Juju thoughts for the day.
I have literally nothing to add. I feel like it was like people thought it was like a bit or a joke, and it's kind of that way. But last year, the Chiefs were in run it back mode, and it just was a disaster. Remember, they traded for Derek Nottie. Well, he knows the system. Got to bring him back. They signed Mike Pennell. They brought Juju back. They did all the things. They got the gang back together. The gang flamed out miserably. People hear the word rebuild and it hits their ear wrong, and that's fine. I don't think the Chiefs are in a full rebuild, but a mini rebuild is probably what they're in the midst of. And going from 6-11 to 11-6 is a huge step forward. It doesn't happen with Juju Smith-Schuster, whose body, his physical age and his body's age are not the same. And sure. I know the guys love him. They won't do his wedding, but he can bang the drum against the Broncos. But no. No to McCole Hardman, too. He might get cut by the Bills. Let's just get ahead of it. No on him, too.
And I don't know how you guys could spend so much time excited about Cyrus Allen while simultaneously wanting Juju to come back. The Chiefs need to move forward If there's one thing I hope that we agree on with the Chiefs is they need more good players under the age of 30 years old. They don't have enough of them. And if you want them to get back to winning Super Bowls, you win Super Bowls with really dynamic players under the age of 30 and developing superstar players. That's how they built a dynasty, was with superstar players in the prime of their career all at the same time. They had a lot of those guys. You are not winning important things with guys hanging on in the league, trying to get that last paycheck, that last, ray of sun. And that's where Juju is in his career. You got enough of those guys already. That's what Travis Kelce is. Now, he's a much better version of it, but he's a guy last year maybe trying to hold on. I think this might be Chris Jones last year on the team. They got enough of those guys on the team. They need more? No, they need more 23, 24-year-old, this rookie contract, this guy's outplaying it. They don't have nearly enough of those guys on their team. That's what they need more of. We need depth. No, they don't. Not that depth. No, they don't. Stop it. They don't need that depth. That's not depth anymore. Juju's not depth. They got enough of this. Hold on. Someone said, Nate said he's bringing it. No, you're trying to make me mad. I know you. I know the text line. You're trying to fool me. You're trying to fool me. They're not bringing in Juju for a visit. I'll throw this computer if that happened. That's it. I can't tell right now if the text line's being serious or not. C-Dot, I want to bring him back because I know Xavier Worthy's going to crumble. Then throw the ball to Cyrus Allen then. Throw the ball to him more. Then throw the ball to Tyquan Thornton more. Yeah, then okay. If Xavier Worthy gets hurt, we know the backup plan. If you guys had been fighting for Keenan Allen, I might have stood with you on this one. Keenan Allen just signed a deal. It's over. It's done.
The text line's not a monolith, but one of the chief complaints of the text line with the Chiefs last year is that none of the young players got to play. Is Noel Williams a known commodity? Not really. Why not? He didn't play. Ashton Gelati. There's excitement about Ashton Gelati. Is he a known commodity? Nope. Why not? He didn't really play. I can name a lot of rookies who last year we think, they might be good in 2026. Why do you think that? Well, they played a little bit and they looked okay in 25. Why didn't they play more? I don't know. The answer to why those guys weren't playing is they were blocked by veterans who were potentially worse. That is the honest truth. The same text line that was advocating this offseason for how Tyquan Thornton can take a big step forward this year because he hadn't played a ton of football. He didn't play a ton of football last year because he had less snaps than Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's not even a young guy. He's just a guy. Like, you can't keep blocking the young players with decrepit players and then turn around and complain, I don't know if the rookies are any good. You have to find out. It's sink or swim time. The Chiefs might have great depth. Maybe Andrew Armstrong's a thing. You will never know with him practicing and then never playing.
I'm with you. Rob, you and I are on the same side here. I looked something up here. C-Dot, you think this could be Chris Jones last year? I absolutely think so. Just based on the way his contract is structured. The Chiefs don't have any more guaranteed money tied up into Chris Jones past this season. And right now, his base salary is at $19 million. It jumps up to $28 million next year. And if the Chiefs release Chris Jones, they will save $19 million next year. So, one of two things are happening at the end of this season. They are either going to renegotiate Chris Jones' contract, which they could. It's possible. He could go out there, ball out this season, and the Chiefs say, we need you back. Let's give you some more guaranteed money. Let's get your cap hit down. Let's get your cap number down, and let's go from there. Or they are just outright releasing him and then saving the $19 million. So something is going to happen with Chris Jones' contract at the end of this season. They are not carrying a $28.2 million base salary and a $38 million cap hit when there's $19 million of cap space that they could free up by doing something with them. You're also, in my opinion, you're probably not restructuring them. Like, I don't know why you would want to get deeper into Chris Jones' 30s, if anything. So one of those two things are happening. They're going to extend the deal and just move the money around, or they're just going to outright release them at the end of the season, which teams do that all the time.
We've talked about it a lot on this show. I think at the end of 2026, it might be the end of the old guard. Mahomes will keep playing because quarterbacks play longer, but I think you're right. It'll be the end of Jones. The way Kelsey's contract is structured, very similar. I think it's the end of him. Either he's going to retire or they'll just restructure, but I don't think he's coming back in 2027. One we haven't really talked about that could possibly be released is Nick Bolton. Like, they have a lot of guys in that category. Harrison Butker is another one of those players that has an out in his contract. They kind of structured contracts to get out from under them at the end of 2026 if they so choose. And Jones and Kelsey and Butker and Bolton are guys that I don't know are here for a long time anymore, but could be in one last ride type of territory.
I can tell right now the text line's just trying to upset me with Juju, and you know what? I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to let them win. Good luck to Juju. I hope that Juju hears this message well and knows that it comes from a place of love. Juju, start a podcast. Be a streamer. I think you'd be really, really good at it. I'm serious. I think if Juju started a stream in which he was playing video games and had other famous football players playing video games, I think he can make a lot of money doing it. I also think that Juju has made a lot of money playing football in his life. How much money do you think Juju's made playing football? Real quick, Rob. I know we're up against the break. Career earnings for Juju. How much do you think he's made playing football?
Probably $50 million?
$40 million. $40.6 million. You won Super Bowls. You've played for, 3 iconic organizations. Kansas City, New England, Pittsburgh. You're good friends with Patrick Mahomes. You're such good friends with Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift came to your wedding. People like Juju. Remember that time he told us that one time he went to dinner with Jay-Z and Beyonce because he was signed to Rock Nation? People like Juju. Football it might not be it no more, man. It just might not be it no more. It happens. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robseid.com.
Buy right, Rob Sight.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
How old is your roof? If it's over 15 years old, now's the time to catch small issues before they become costly repairs. Century Roofing has protected Kansas City homes for more than 36 years and installed over 36,000 roofs. That's why homeowners voted Century Roofing Best Roofing Company in Johnson County for the 5th year in a row and Best in Kansas City for the 2nd consecutive year. Schedule your free inspection today at CenturyRoofingKC.com. KC based and female owned. Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Kansas City football fans, Dane and Hughes here. Countdown to kickoff is officially on, so now is the time to stock the cooler with Yuengling Flight. Whether you're headed to training camp, firing up the grill, or getting together with family and friends on game day, Yuengling Flight is the perfect way to enjoy the football season. At just 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs, it's everything you want in a light beer. Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER, forward and back.
Almost Andy Reid here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door summer tune-up. Plus, get free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER. Tune in for the Fan Club Fridays at 1 o'clock with Cody and Gold, presented by Circus Sports. Want your shot at $30 million in guaranteed prizes? Enter one of Circus Sports' premier football contests. Visit circusports.com for details. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
A little bit of a slow go. Missouri 7 headed south. As you approach 70, that looks like a stalled truck off to the right shoulder and a little bit of onlooker delay. Okay, 35 for the most part, moving pretty well. We still have that broken down box truck off to the shoulder at 69, so you'll tap your brakes there as well. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Now, you know what? I know that I'm the only person that's willing to tell the truth. I know that you guys all wanted Mansour Delane, and nobody had any questions about it. But I remember I was here. And Rob, if you remember, I wanted the Chiefs to go wide receiver. And the two wide receivers I wanted were Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemon. Those were the two players that I wanted. Now, I wasn't mad at Mansour Delane. We could go back and we could find the open from that day. I remember trying to talk some of you off the ledge. You were mad about Mansour Delane and wanted them to go get Ruben Bain and thought they made a mistake and thought that Delane would have been there at 9. I was here. I remember. I'm just getting ready for the day. Just scrolling on social media, just trying to stay informed. Trying to be the best sports talk host that I can be. Rob, you see that Jordan Tyson's out for 2 months? You saw that, right? Now, the thing I was worried about with Jordan Tyson, and I wasn't mad that they didn't take him, is the Carfax was a little shaky. I mean, you can't buy a car in which they tell you that the transmission had some issues. They tell you they just had some issues with the brakes, but they just got them fixed. You can't see all of these issues. You get the car, and then you're surprised that there's more issues. You can't be surprised. I think we always knew that Jordan Tyson could play. I think we always knew that Jordan Tyson, if healthy, had a chance of being a good player. My goodness. 2022, tore his ACL, MCL, PCL. In 2024, he broke his collarbone. In 2025, ankle sprain. In 2025, this was in spring of 2025. In the fall of 2025, he had a hamstring strain, missed basically all of November, and had to end his season early because of the draft. Now, at training camp, it's August of the next month. That same hamstring is causing another issue. Jordan, I mean, I'm going to track your career because that's the job. I'm not like you guys. I can't just be on a take and then move around. You guys will let me know. But you can go back and check the tape. I wanted the Chiefs to draft a wide receiver. I wanted them to draft Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon with the 9th overall pick. I don't have any problem with Mansour Delane. I don't think they made a mistake with Mansour Delane. Go get the player that you love. They love Delane. You know I love a good corner, so I'm all for it. But I wanted the Chiefs to get Jordan Tyson, and he's already hurt. I mean, we played one preseason game. He couldn't even finish, and he's out for 2 months already with this team. This is why the Chiefs didn't draft Jordan Tyson.
I feel like what we heard from people at Arizona State and draft people like the Daniel Jeremiahs and Matt Millers, and we had that group of people on this show, and they all said the same thing about Jordan Tyson. When he plays, he's great, but the win is a real question mark. And I remember a few weeks ago, there was some, training camp video. Viral might be aggressive, but training camp video. He, quote, routed someone up, broke someone's ankles at New Orleans Saints training camp, made a great catch, and it was, oh, man, look at Jordan Tyson. Look out, look out. 2 weeks later, you hear his name again in the news. Out 2 months, hamstring injury. So sometimes, we talk about in this show, those draft profiles, they know what they're talking about. The same people who said, Rashee Rice, great talent, off the field questions, they were right. The same people wrote, hey, Jordan Tyson, when he plays, incredible. The win, big question, because he's always hurt. And here we sit with him always hurt.
For sure. Now, I'm happy to see the text line. Some people are stepping up saying, you're right, Cedar. I wanted Caleb Downs. Now, Caleb Downs is off to a very good start. I kind of thought it was going to work out for Caleb Downs. I wasn't anti him. I just thought 9 was a little too high to take him. And then the Chiefs eventually moved up to 6 to go get him.
I wanted Ruben Bain. The way you wanted Tyson.
You did want Ruben Bain?
I was a big Ruben Bain guy.
You and I are going to be the only 2 people that say who we wanted and who we didn't want. We're going to be the only 2 people. Because I remember that day after they got Delane, the text line was very split on Mansour Delane. Now he's undeniable corner 1. We ain't never got to ask a question about him.
I remember character concerns guys, Bing specifically, kept telling me about, Ruben Bain's short arms. And I kept telling them,
yeah, for sure.
I don't care.
And he kept falling in the draft. Rob, the Chiefs left tackle couldn't practice today with the back injury. Anybody talking about it?
They said it's not serious.
Anytime I've brought up a question about Josh Simmons, I feel like I've been met with Chiefs fans putting their finger in their ears and saying, la, 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 everything's okay. Sometimes I ask legitimate questions about Josh Simmons. No one wants to have a Josh Simmons conversation with me. I don't want to overreact to one practice, him not being there. It's just one practice. He wasn't there. But big guy back injury, okay, all right. Injury history, injury concern. I'm just starting to get a little bit more of a sense of maybe why Josh Simmons was available where he was available at and why a team didn't move up super high in the draft to go get him. Because I think we keep making this, oh, man, I can't believe he fell to 32. I'm starting to kind of see why. Injury concerns, off the field concerns, whatever it may be. Maybe that's why Josh Simmons was available at 32. And even though we think he can play, why a team just didn't disregard all of that and take him with the 11th overall pick. Why a team just didn't overdraft Josh Simmons. No one can say he got overdrafted. He was properly drafted. He's a late first prospect. That if everything works out, it can be great. I've never said that I don't think the kid can play. I think the kid can play. I think the thing we're doing to Cyrus Allen, we're kind of doing to Josh Simmons on a little bit of a bigger scale. That has been so much of a question for the last couple of years, and it looks like they finally have the answer. You guys are just excited about it. Just like Cyrus Allen. Cyrus Allen shows up, he can beat man. Oh, we got something here. Like, oh, okay, let's see a little bit more. The Chiefs had such a problem at left tackle. They finally answered left tackle, and that's all anybody's willing to discuss. Not the injury concerns, not anything else with Josh Simmons. Not the fact that he didn't rate very high on Pro Football Focus when he was on the field last year. He missed more games than he played in last season, and now he's currently dealing with an injury. But I just wanted to throw that out there. It
is worth noting, Matt Verderam, friend of the show, Matt Verderam.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Says he's hearing from people that it's, quote, not serious and he's considered fine.
Okay.
So I don't think he's
important to note. Again, I don't want to overreact. Important to note. Just big guy back injury. Those usually kind of pop up again. It's something to keep up with.
Especially with camp tomorrow and Thursday. Keep your eyeballs on it.
I'm going to guess that he's not practicing tomorrow as well.
I would be pretty confident he's not playing on Saturday either.
He probably shouldn't. I'm big now. Let's just get Josh Simmons to the finish line. Whatever we got to do. Let's get him to the finish line.
It's week 1, the finish line?
Yeah, let's get him on the field for that Broncos pass rush. Let's have him on the field.
Oh, I'm like, that's the starting line.
I'm with you. But you said, I'm saying the finish point of this, hey, you're here. You're healthy. That's all we need you to be, right? If you're Josh Simmons. Here and healthy is what we need you to be. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we will catch up with Todd Palmer. He was at the community meeting earlier for the Royals. We'll get his take on what happened. That's next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
A little bit of a slow go. Missouri 7 headed south. As you approach 70, that looks like a stalled truck off to the right shoulder and a little bit of onlooker delay. Okay, 35 for the most part, moving pretty well. We still have that broken down box truck off to the shoulder at 69. So you'll tap your brakes there as well. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Park & Go, your home field advantage for airport parking.
Sun, sand, and stress-free travel start with Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Keep your car cool with all covered parking and enjoy fast shuttles right to the terminal. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer-approved.
Baseball fans, America's pastime is a game of decisions. Is it going to be a fastball or a sinker? Should you swing big or play for the bunt? And FanDuel is giving you that same strategy every Dinger Tuesday with a choose-your-own-reward customization, which allows you to transform the experience. Option 1, the bet reset. Use this on your wager, and you'll get refunded in bonus bets if your slip doesn't cash. Option 2, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, you'll get extra winnings for the price of no extra cost. Whatever your style is, remember that you are in control. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. FanDuel.com/local. Now choose your reward for every home run bet on Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs, and that's with FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Option required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rec Spies KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or recspyskc.com.
You work hard, you pay your bills, but with credit cards, higher gas and grocery prices, you're making the payments but not getting ahead. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Golden Oak can help you refinance, consolidate bills, and free up monthly cash flow. Call today for a free mortgage checkup. There's never a charge to talk with us.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Hey, it's Cody and Golden. You've heard us talk about Centric for years because it works. Thousands of graduates have taken the skills they learned at Centric and launched careers in one of today's fastest growing industries.
It's your turn to make that kind of move. In as little as 4 months, you can be learning those skills Alex is talking about because that's what employers are looking to hire for. Instead of just wondering what's next, why not start your career?
So connect with our friend Russ Mondry today at Centric.com. That's CENTRIQ.com to start building the career and the life you've been working toward.
Telly Tire and Auto Center's biggest sale of the year is back. The Tires at Cost sale. That's right. You pay what we pay, plus mounting and balancing for only $30 per tire. Reserve yours at TELLETire.com. Take care of your car. Take it to Telly. Additional charges apply for tire disposal and road hazard warranty.
Hi, I'm Danny Gravatt. For over 65 years, my family has kept Kansas City comfortable. At Ready Services, we guarantee expert service in HVAC, honest repairs, never high-pressure sales. Get the job done right the first time without the headaches. Visit ReadyServices.com today.
Car wreck? Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this. 816-888-7500.
Mike's got this. We're making all of our season-long NFL predictions during Futures Week, starting August 31st, right here on 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by Todd Palmer. He is with KSHB 41 News. Todd, were you at the Royals meeting earlier today? I don't want to ask you questions like you were at the meeting if you were not there. Were you at the meeting earlier?
Oh, yeah. I got to spend all morning there.
Okay, well, if you guys missed it, actually, you know what, Todd, I'm going to put you on hold for 2 seconds here. My apologies here. I got to be more professional than this. This is what happened earlier today at the meeting and why we're having Todd on the show.
Tensions are high at the Royal Stadium planning meeting. It's happening right now. This video just into our newsroom showing the moment a fight broke out. Afterwards, the mayor was escorted out and we were able to catch up with him.
I know there's a lot of passion with this right now. We recognize that, and I hope everybody's able to come with cooler heads in connection with it. So I'll just hope as we continue our public comment, we continue in a way that everybody can respect everybody else's voices. Everybody's trying to do their best. Make sure you hear from everybody. And, I think it's unfortunate, of course, that you see something like that.
This man got arrested, got carried out of the function. All right, Todd, my apologies here. Todd Palmer, KSHB 41 News, a top reporter in the city. Todd, what happened? What happened that led to this man being removed from the function?
So they only give you 2 minutes to speak during public testimony. It's a soft 2 minutes, though. They have a timer that's up. It's not really like in the line of sight for the people who are speaking. People get really worked up and passionate about these things on occasion. And the bottom line was Chairman Andrea Boo, one of the council members who's in charge of the Finance, Governance, and Public Safety Committee, wasn't necessarily stopping people at 2 minutes. They weren't cutting people's mics off and stuff like that. When one of the guys who had spoken before, and he was not cut off, by the way, but he had spoken before against the project, he was angry that they let someone continue remarks 10 or 15 seconds past the 2 minutes that was in favor of the project. And listen, we were an hour into public testimony at that point, and then, and 2.5 hours into the meeting overall by that point. So I think people were tired and cranky. He let his objection be known. So some of the security and personnel decided to escort him out, and he didn't want to go. So he kept shouting, and then, the security was grabbing him and trying to remove him. And it became kind of ugly as that goes along, but I mean, I don't know that I didn't see everything that happened once they went out in the hall, because once they went out in the hall is when he was actually arrested. He was just being escorted out, as far as I know, initially, and then it continued out in the hall, and it actually continued to disrupt the committee meeting. And then at that point, he got put on the ground and actually arrested. So.
Yeah, I saw the video from Sam McDowell. They had that man hemmed up. So this is how I led the show today, and I'm curious to get your thoughts. One of my frustrations about current modern day protesting is it's a lot of yelling, it's a lot of back and forth, but sometimes I can never identify what the core of the issue is and what you're fighting for. If you have opposition to the Royal Stadium, I think there's fair things to ask or want. Hey, I'm frustrated we didn't get a vote on this thing. The public should be able to decide where our tax dollars are being used. That makes sense to me. There should be more community initiatives. I don't like the fact that taxpayer dollars are being used to build this stadium. I'm frustrated about this thing. I think, at least for me, in the last 6 months, since it became very obvious what was going to happen, is we've heard these community groups pop up and tell us what their frustration is with what's going to happen. But I've never really got a clear answer on what exactly they are protesting and what they're upset about.
Well, generally, it's giving tax money to billionaires, right? Giving public money to a private corporation for their benefit. When they see things like the city scrapping the zero fare program for the bus system, or when they see a lot of homelessness and some other and some of those issues that are pretty apparent if you go to Washington Square Park at any time of day, right? And now that area is going to get gentrified and cleared out, right? I mean, that's going to be part of it. They're largely giving Washington Square Park to the Royals. To do as they see fit with it as part of this project. And so they look at streets and things like that. And so, that they feel like the city doesn't do a good job with now, and they would rather spend the money on that. The argument, of course, on the flip side is that this is not new, or this is not existing revenue. This is new revenue that's generated by the project that's going to pay for the project. So from the city's standpoint, the $600 million that they're going to give to the stadium doesn't exist unless they build the stadium. So they don't have that money to give right now. In fact, they just appropriated another $11 million to keep KCATA running through April as it is, and that's already a $97 million expense. It would cost another $15 million to keep it fare free through April as well. And the city decided that we're only going to spend $11 million, not $26 million on that.
Right now, we're talking to Todd Palmer. He's with 41 News, just getting his thoughts process on this. Do you think this is a good deal for the citizens of Kansas City, Missouri, the one that they are about to reach with the Kansas City Royals to start building the stadium in May?
I mean, I don't think any stadium deals are ever good deals for the taxpayers from a return on investment point of view. And that's been Councilman Jonathan Duncan's central message here all along, right? The Royals certainly have partners that are part of this, in part or in whole, members of the ownership group. I don't know how, say, this structure with Populous is, but I'm sure that they get, their fee is tied to the size and scope of the project, right? So, there's a lot of people that receive equity in this project for their participation. Meanwhile, the city is bankrolling a third of it, and they're getting, $60, $70 million back, a couple $1 million in return on investment over the life of it, because you got to remember, any tax revenue that's generated through the project, almost all of it, except for the stuff that they're not legally allowed to touch, like property tax or the fire tax or Central City Economic Development Tax, things like that. But everything else goes to the Royals. So the city isn't going to see a lot of increase as far as that goes. I mean, they will in terms of there's going to be, everybody who works on the project is going to make wages, and city is going to take 1% of that, right, through the earnings tax and stuff like that. So the city will see some benefit through it, but some of that stuff's also short term, and then it begins to depreciate, and you're in the same situation again in 15 or 20 years where the Royals come back and ask for more money.
Todd, are you excited about the new plan? I was very lukewarm about the plan to build it in the Crossroads. I just didn't think that was the best location for it. I'm excited about this plan. I like the idea by it. I like the partnership between the city of Kansas City, the Royals, and the Hallmark family. I understand the point that you're making about public citizens paying for a private stadium. That's just the way that America's stadium funding just works in 2026. I wish that wasn't the case, but that's where it is. But the plan that they've come up with is a plan that I think the city will ultimately like.
Well, and real quick on that too, like it's not just stadiums, Carrington, like one light, two light, red light, blue light downtown, or Independence just passed a development where they're redeveloping Nolan Fashion Square by literally moving a price chopper 1.5 miles or 1.1 miles down the road from Nolan and I-70 to Nolan and 40 and giving $70 million, 50% tax abatement to the project. And then some other developer is going to come along and need to redevelop the old price chopper in 5 or 10 years. So this is the way that pretty much all development works at this point, not just stadium development. But I agree with you. I think this, people have talked about Washington Square Park being underutilized for a long time. Crown Center was once, an incredible space that was very well used, very family oriented. A lot of us, especially if you're an old head like me, have memories of going to Kaleidoscope and stuff like that. And it was part and parcel to our experience growing up here in Kansas City. And it's time has passed for what it was, and it needs to be reimagined. And anchoring that with this stadium development, I think, has the chance to make it an even cooler version of Atlanta's Battery, because it's going to be located within the city and not 25, 30 minutes outside of the city, right? Like, I agree with you. I think ultimately they landed in a good spot. If you're a baseball fan and you're a fan of downtown baseball, we can quibble about maybe a couple of locations that people would have liked and that would have been ideal, but this one is perfectly fine. I think it'd be a great game day and year-round experience for fans once it's up and running.
That is our guy, Todd Palmer, joining us on the show today. He is with 41 News, giving you the latest from the Royals meeting that they had earlier today. Todd, don't get arrested. That's my advice to you. That's what I learned today from what you've told us.
Listen, it's been at least 2 or 3 years, so I think those days are past me, Carrington.
2 or 3 years? I thought you were going to say like 20 or 25. I didn't think you were going to say post-COVID.
I think it's actually been more like 13, but
All right, that's our guy, Todd Palmer, joining us on the show today. It's not really what I was expecting. That's not it. I wasn't expecting that. I know we talked about this today, but I just want to. Did you guys not hear Did you guys just not hear what he said? I mean, I don't see a whole lot of people upset that they gave Price Chopper a $70 million tax break. Price Chopper. I feel like this is just kind of how business runs, Rob. I feel like a lot of companies come in and they get these substantial breaks. Like I know the Current, they built their own stadium. They gave them a deal they would never give you to build your house. They gave the KC Current a pretty incredible deal to build in the River Market and to build around the stadium. Like I just feel like a lot of people are mad at just how America fundamentally works, which I get it. There's just other things about America that I'm frustrated with that I wish we spent nearly the amount of energy arguing than arguing how we build stadiums that we all love and enjoy.
Also, I heard this correctly? He said Price Chopper moved a block away and they got $70 million?
Got $70 million in tax breaks.
He said 1.1 miles so that, hey, from where our office is, we're going to go from here to Shawnee Mission Parkway and you get $70 million. Deal. Done.
Yeah. Someone on the text line, I don't know if this is like a positive. Atlanta tried to do downtown also. They got rid of Turner Field. There's other stadiums that do have downtown stadiums. Denver has one. The Atlanta stadium that everybody talks so much about, that they love so much, both stadiums are publicly funded. The Braves got $300 million in addition to some private money to help build just the stadium portion of it. and then obviously the money around it and the football stadium, they also got public money to build their football stadium as well. They got a couple different. They took a loan here. They took some other money. They took a lot of money from a lot of other places. So yes, it would be great to me. And they also have a tax, kind of like what we have if you rent a car and then that money directly goes to the Sprint Center upkeep as well. That was a big deal a long time ago. They also funded it that way. $700 million of it goes from if you buy a hotel in Atlanta, that money directly goes to help fund the stadium. Also, if you've been to Vegas before, that is a little bit of what the resort tax goes to. Some of that money goes to help pay for Allegiant Stadium. So these teams are finding a bunch of different ways to help pay for the stadium with the money that we spend. That is just kind of how this works. All right, coming up on the other side, Rob, I had you look up some running back numbers. We will talk about those running back numbers. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's Chiefs season at Harrah's Kansas City. Every Saturday in August, the excitement kicks off at 6 p.m., where every 15 minutes until 10 p.m., one lucky guest will win up to $2,000 in free play. Then at 10 p.m., one grand prize winner will score a pair of Kansas City season tickets. Wear your red, bring your lucky game day spirit, and join us every Saturday in August at Harrah's Kansas City. Big prizes, big excitement. Don't miss your shot to win.
21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
They say 40 is the new 20, and that's because guys in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are walking around with the testosterone levels of their 20s. If you want that energy drive, the libido of your younger self, then go to Low T Center like the thousands of other men have. Go to fixmylowt.com and book your free T-test today.
The Advent Health Championship is Casey's only PGA Tour event. Whether you're a golfer or you just want to be part of the fun, family-friendly event, see the future stars of the PGA Tour at Blue Hills Country Club, August 20th through 23rd. Ticket information at adventhealthchampionship.com.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game. and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This report is brought to you by Go Car Wash. It's your time to go shine.
For a limited time at Go Car Wash, mention radio and get any wash for just $5. Yep, any wash. That's up to 80% off our best wash. Visit Go Car Wash today. It's your time to go shine.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Okay, in your Belton, you've got a crash that is a 71. Okay, this is northbound, though. As you approach Missouri 58, you'll scoot to the left through here. 435 westbound, it looks like on the ramp from 69 north, you'll tap your brakes. That's a 2-car crash. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen from the Kansas City Royals. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back to the show. I had Rob look up some running back numbers for me today because I'm starting to drink the Emmett Johnson Kool-Aid. Now, the vibe that I got yesterday from the text line is I'm the only person that's drinking the Emmett Johnson Kool-Aid, and I'm fine with that. But I think Emmett Johnson's going to be a bigger part of the offense than you guys think. I was very impressed with how they used him in preseason game number 1, and I think they're going to give him more opportunities. I think he will make the most out of those opportunities, and I think he's a factor on this team, and I think he factors into their offense. So I had Rob look this up. These were a couple of situations like what I think we could have in Kansas City. So the Bears last year, important to note, Eric Bieniemy, DeAndre Swift had a little over 1,000 yards. He had 1,087. Kyle Monungai had 783 last year. The Patriots had Travion Henderson, who ran for 911 yards, and Ramondre Stevenson ran for 600 yards. Now the Rams, Kyron Williams had a pretty big year, and their quarterback also won MVP, so it's not like the Rams didn't throw it a whole lot last year. Kyron Williams had almost 1,300 yards, and Blake Corum had 746. Now, I know we're being optimistic about the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to have the Rams offense this year. I'd be surprised. I don't think they got the pieces to have the Rams offense this year. Seattle last year makes sense. Kenneth Walker, 1027. Zach Charbonnet had 730 rushing yards. And the Lions, they were probably the best case scenario of any of these teams. Actually, you know what, Rob? I would have never guessed that Kyron Williams ran for more yards than Jahmyr Gibbs last season. I wouldn't have guessed that. I'm assuming the touchdowns were not even between the two. I'm assuming Jahmyr Gibbs ran for like 7 more touchdown passes than Kyron Williams did.
I didn't pull touchdowns, but I would bet you're right.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you just asked me straight up, like who ran for more yards, I would not have told you Kyron Williams ran for more yards than Jahmyr Gibbs. But now reading this, he did. Both of them were just very, very good last year. So last year, Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 1,223. David Montgomery ran for 716. I think Emmett Johnson's running for at least 400 yards. I don't know if that counts as a hot take. I don't know if that's a ridiculous stance. I don't know if that's the public just feels that way and people are on the same side as me. But I think that Emmett Johnson's going to be a part of the offense. I think they're going to utilize him. I think he provides a lot of pop. I believe he will get better and improve as the season goes on. And having Eric Bieniemy there, having Patrick Mahomes be there, having Andy Reid design things, use him out of the backfield, throw it to him, I think Emmett Johnson's going to be a little bit bigger factor in the offense.
Okay, so here's my question now, because I'm a little puzzled back here.
That's fine.
Because I was here yesterday. I pulled these stats. You talked about how this two-headed monster, da-da-da-da.
There's also probably more than this. I know you didn't look up every single one. That's okay.
I looked up the notable ones.
I know. I just know you probably got tired of looking up running back numbers and just gave out. Like, I can think of some other examples of which two teams used two backs.
Well, I mean, these are the ones that finished in the top 15 in rushing. Like, yeah, the Ravens, they don't count because they have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Sure. That's a very different. Of course, a very different animal. I think 400 is attainable for Emmett Johnson. I think 400 from Emmett Johnson and 1,000 from Kenneth Walker, totally normal. I think that's a very different breakdown than, say, what the Bears did with Monungai and Swift. That's very different than the Patriots with Henderson and Stevenson. I thought you were talking about these two being like 1,000 and 650 to 7 and being just this behemoth running game. I think 300 to 400 and 1,000 from Walker is likely, but I wouldn't call that a two-headed monster. I would call that just regular NFL running back usage.
And maybe this is where I wasn't clear enough, and I apologize. The Chiefs running back situation hasn't been regular in 7 years. It hasn't been regular. So we keep having these exercises where we go through all of these, in my opinion, unrealistic numbers with the receivers. One group thinks that Rice is going to figure it out. One group thinks that I'm being too hard on Worthy and Worthy's going to have a big season. The text line tells me they love Cyrus Allen. So when we start to do all these numbers, I think it's a little bit out of whack. I'm trying to give you what I really think is going to happen with this offense and some realistic numbers. And I think we see a lot of these teams that we follow, they have a clear one that can run the football effectively and a clear two that can run the ball effectively. I think the Chiefs might have that. You know what I want the Chiefs offense to operate more like? Other offenses in the league. I'm tired of having these conversations on the text line that were like, well, 4 years ago they couldn't run the ball. Well, that didn't work last year. Well, last year they didn't have any good wide receivers. Well, look at where that got you now. So you know what I want them to have? I want them to have good wide receivers. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that really wants that, but I want them to invest money and resources into having good wide receivers. And I think one of the best things that you can do for your quarterback is to have him throwing the ball to good wide receivers. So that's why I'm against having Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't think Juju's good anymore. I think it's over for Juju. I also want him to be able to turn around and hand the ball off. Rob, we're mentioning these. These teams also have good quarterbacks. Like sometimes I think we talk about offenses and how you build them, and it's like, well, you only give the good players to bad quarterbacks. No, New England, they have a good quarterback. And look at what they've put around him. And they still went out and got A.J. Brown. The Rams have a good quarterback. They drafted Kyron Williams, and then they drafted Blake Corum, and then they went out and they got Devontae Adams, and then they found Puka Nacua and turned him into a superstar after drafting Cooper Kupp and turning him into a superstar. I want the Chiefs to do more of that on their team. You don't got to always go out in free agency and spend the big bucks. The Rams, for as much fun of the Rams that we make fun of when it comes to, they also draft and develop players. It's not all just going out and throwing first-round picks and trading for Trent McDuffie. They drafted Kyron Williams. They drafted Blake Corum. They drafted Cooper Kupp. They drafted Puka Nacua. They drafted Aaron Donald. They found these players. The Chiefs have done that too. But the Chiefs are now in the, as we head to version 2.0 with Mahomes, they now have to do that again. You can't just do it the one time. If we're talking about Mahomes winning Super Bowls over a 15, 17-year stretch, you can't just do it the one time they did with Tyreek Hill and all of those guys. You now got to start the process again. Who can those guys be? They got to be the Emmett Johnsons. They got to be the Cyrus Allens. They got to be those guys that you draft, you develop, you build up, and you turn them into stars.
What you're describing is what I have said why the Chiefs are in the midst of a rebuild. Now, I actually like the way John Middlecoff said it. He called it a mini rebuild, and I like that term better than rebuild. The Chiefs are in the midst of a mini rebuild because they have to find those guys. You know how you find them? You draft them and play them. If we pulled the stats from last year's team, or not the stats, if we pulled the snap counts from last year's team, the young guys, they weren't playing. They weren't getting action. So I agree with you. Emmett Johnson might be really good. He was actually someone I wanted them to draft. And the 4th-round running back, Emmett Johnson, is a system I like. If he's great, that's a great tier of the Chiefs. They have a 23-year-old, 22-year-old back that costs them nothing. That's a win. Maybe Cyrus Allen is the truth. Maybe he is this super-duper man beater. Maybe he's Justin Jefferson. I don't know. But that's great. It's a 5th-round pick. You want that to happen. He has to play. So I agree with you. That's why the Chiefs are in the midst of a mini rebuild. I also just think Andy Reid is a curmudgeon with rookies, and I worry that he might be in the way of that progress that me and you are, harping on about finding the under 30 players. Because I could see a scenario, and I'll use running back as the example, where it's week 7, halfway through the season, and the rush numbers are out of whack. But the eye test says when Johnson gets it, he gets some juice, he's got some pop. But for some reason, Reid ain't playing him. Because last year, the story of the young players is they watched from the sideline. Just that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. This is where I will maybe defend Andy Reid just a little bit. This is where I'll defend him a little bit. Because I keep hearing this, that Andy is a curmudgeon with the rookies. I keep hearing people saying this. But I don't necessarily know how true it is. What rookies have they had that now that we've seen their career play out, we feel like Andy held them back? Because people mention Tyreek Hill. They used Tyreek Hill a lot his first season. Now, I know they didn't use him a lot in the first handful of games, but Tyreek, his first year in the league, he got 83 targets. It's not like Tyreek wasn't involved in the offense. He was. They threw it to him 80 times. They gave him 24 carries. They had him doing kick and punt return. Now, they expanded his role, but this Andy being a curmudgeon with rookies, I'm not buying that because they didn't use Jalen Royals. It might just be possible that Jalen Royals can't play. I'm not going off that because they didn't give Bernard Smith enough carries last year, or Terrence Gore, or what was that guy they had that one year? The running back people kept comparing him to
Derek Gore.
Derek Gore. I knew it wasn't Terrence Gore.
Remember, he was Priest
It
Holmes.
wasn't Al or Frank. I knew it was some Gore. I'm just not basing it off that. When they've had a guy that can play, that guy plays. That guy plays. I can give you plenty of examples of when they've had a guy that, so if Cyrus Allen can play, he'll be on the field. He'll be on the field if he can play. If he's the difference maker when he gets his opportunities, and we agree, Cyrus Allen's number is going to be called this year. It's not like we don't think Cyrus is going to be given chances. He will be given chances. If he makes the most of those chances, he'll keep getting more opportunities. They gave Brashard Smith the chance last year. He wasn't good. They gave Jalen Royals opportunities. He wasn't good last year. So I push back on this. Andy doesn't play the young guys. Andy absolutely plays the young guys. He plays the young guys that are worth playing and the good players. And if you're not good, like I think we are starting to come to the conclusion that Jalen Royals might not be good, or Cornell Powell wasn't good, or Justin Ross or Jody Fortson, or all of these guys for 5 years, like, oh, Andy should play him more. Well, then nobody ended up playing those guys. They weren't good enough.
I think where I get my curmudgeon opinion, and you're right, over the course of a season, it bears out that he plays the younger guy eventually. I think their frustration with fans is, maybe the better way to say it is, he slow plays rookies. Because, and I'm not going to use Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is an extreme example, but I will use a different example. Rashee Rice in 2023 was a rookie. Here are the other wide receivers on that team just to give you guys a reminder of how bad it was. Rashee Rice, MVS, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. Woof. Okay. Early in the season, Rashee Rice was third in wide receiver snap counts, behind MVS and Justin Watson.
And then the second half of the season, they started using them, and it eventually evened out over time, no question.
It just took time for Andy Reid to see it. Even with Isaiah Pacheco, I knew that he's not a star. But remember, he was back buried behind CEH, who's not an NFL player, for a few weeks. I think Andy is, maybe curmudgeon is a strong term. I think he at times appears slow to see the it with young players.
I agree, but where I would defend Andy is, and why I'm on this side is, he eventually figures it out in the middle of the season. Yes,
does.
I'm with you.
That's
will
fair.
Originally start with, this was my plan, and I'm going to go with my idea. I'm 100% with you. We've seen too many examples of that. But I think you have to give Andy this. If Andy's plan is not working week 6 or week 7, He usually doesn't go down with it. Yes, it was clear in Rashee Rice's rookie season they needed to use him more. And when it got time for playoff push time, they started using him. So, for example, I'm looking at Rashee Rice. I have his targets up right now. Rashee Rice didn't have more than 7 targets from week 1 to week 11. They were using him very sparingly. 4 here, 5 here, 6 here. Second half of the season, 10, 9, 10, 9, 12, 6, sat out the final game of the season, and then they obviously used him in the playoffs. When they figured it out with Rashee Rice, they then started using him and throwing him to the front. That's what I'm saying with Cyrus Allen. If you think Cyrus Allen can play, it will be very apparent to us that he needs to start playing, and then the Chiefs will start to give him more and more opportunities to play and prove it on the field. If I'm right on Emmett Johnson, and Emmett Johnson's getting 10 carries for 46 yards, 11 carries for 52 yards, they will start giving Emmett Johnson the football. So that's why, and I think you and I are on the same page here. I'm making like we're on different sides here. That's why you and I are on, let's not waste our time trying to bring back Juju Smith-Schuster and give him any targets or give him any opportunities. I'd rather you pour those targets and opportunities into the young players who potentially have a higher ceiling. Juju does not have a high ceiling at this point. Cyrus Allen does have a high ceiling. Emmett Johnson does have a high ceiling. So let's see if those guys can play, give them the snaps, give them the opportunities, and let's find out what we got.
Me and you are very much on the same page there. And to connect my 2 points here, the slow to see it and the mini rebuild, I want them to be ultra aggressive with the young guys this season so we know. I don't need Emmanuel Ogbah snaps in 2026. If Emmanuel Ogbah is playing, if it's week 5, and Emmanuel Ogbah and Ashton Gelati or Emmanuel Ogbah and R. Mason Thomas are playing similar snaps.
I'm only interested in Emmanuel Ogbah if there's an injury happens or he's only going to be a third down specialist.
I'm using him as an example because that's their move. Bring back one of their own.
Go with what they know.
Go with what they know. And then what do? They play what they know. Got to go with. I don't want to see Noel Williams snaps be limited because L'Jarius Sneed is cornerback number 2. No. That old man can watch the game from the sideline. They do not need to be handcuffing young players at the expense of old players. I think specific for this team more so than ever because, as we talked about on this show earlier, this could be a changing of the guard type of season. It could be the end of the line for Butker, Kelsey, Bolton, Jones. So why are we wasting time getting snaps for Emmanuel Ogbah and L'Jarius Sneed if it comes to the expense of younger players who could be on the team in 2027?
I want to play for you guys this audio. This is Ross Tucker talking about the Chiefs and how they stack up with other teams in the AFC.
Defensively, I think they'll be pretty good, but they've made a bunch of changes there on the back end. And they're counting on a lot of rookies, R. Mason Thomas, Peter Woods, Mansour Delaney. I mean, they need those guys to really play well this year. So they have a unique combination, I would say, of questions that need to be answered and rookies that need to perform well. And so I can easily see why people are putting several teams ahead of them, because they have more question marks on paper than a lot of other teams in the AFC.
I agree with what Ross Tucker had to say. I'm not saying the Chiefs can't be good or they won't answer those questions, but I do feel if you were looking at it objectively and if you're Ross Tucker and it's your job to cover the league, the Chiefs do have a lot of uncertainty heading into the season. Remember we did this? It was one of the Chiefs' red flags. This was maybe like 2-3 weeks ago we did this. I think almost outside of running back, the Chiefs have a pretty big question everywhere else on their team. Now, the question at quarterback is just health related. I mean, I'm not questioning Mahomes' ability. It's just, are you healthy? What does that look like, etc. Questions at tight end, questions on the offensive line, questions in the wide receiver room, question on the D-line, linebackers, secondary. They got significant questions up and down this roster. Now, you have a lot of young players, and that goes in the theme of what we're talking about that you think are going to answer those questions. If Noel Williams turns out to be Jalen Watson 2.0, you've got a question answered. I think their safeties might be a little bit better than the public thinks that they are going to be. We'll see what happens with the defensive line and R. Mason Thomas and Ashton Gelati and FAU being used sparingly. So I think we know the people that are going to try to answer these questions. But I can understand how if you are not following the Chiefs day to day and you are now looking at their roster compared to what it looked like 2-3 years ago, and you notice the amount of turnover that they have, that outside of the core in which you've known and you've watched on CBS or big games in Fox, they got a lot of guys who have never played in big games or never proven themselves as NFL players or major contributors that are going to have to this season if they want to keep up in what people perceive to be a very competitive division with Denver and Los Angeles.
I think that's the disconnect between the national media and Chiefs fans locally. As I feel like Chiefs fans feel like those questions are answered, and the national media, the Ross Tucker types, and Jeff Chadillo, we played the cut when he was on with you, was serious. They believe, no, we have to see it to believe it in the regular season. Camp clips, draft status, those things do not answer the question. The Chiefs defense definitely younger. Is it better? They have to answer that question. The Chiefs receiving core, the idea is they're healthy and ready to go. But was their ceiling handcuffed by health, or was it just handcuffed by talent? We have to see. Patrick Mahomes is going to have a better run game this year. Everyone knows that. But does that unlock that 2022 version of him? Those are fair questions to ask. And I think what makes training camp great and the worst is that locally, people have jumped to the answers, and nationally, people are saying doing it in St. Joe doesn't count.
Yeah, I think at least for me, and we can talk about this, I know we're up against it here, I am a little surprised at how defiant, stubborn, whatever adjective you want to use, I'm surprised that they've handled it that way. I'm surprised that they've handled their defiance and stubborn that way at wide receiver, and they also handled it that way on defensive line. Like, the Chiefs, I know we're going to have these conversations about one of these two positions, how they should make a trade, and it's going to be week 5 of the NFL season, and you guys are going to be saying trade a 3rd-round pick for something. Man, they've run out of every option to improve their wide receiver room that is not related to Tyreek Hill, and that was always a question, right? Like, always a question. They've now run out of any opportunity they had to improve their defensive line. So this is the team. This is the wide receiver room. This is the defensive line, and we got to see if that's enough for the Chiefs. We'll talk about that next. Keep it right here, Sir Drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
Hey, it's Carrington Harrison here. Let me tell you that erectile dysfunction affects more than your sex life. It can impact your confidence, your relationship, your quality of life. But you don't have to live this way. What they'll do at Heartland Men's Health is they have licensed medical providers who can create a specialized treatment plan designed for your unique needs. Because when it comes to this, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Using advanced medical therapies that go far beyond pills, Heartland Men's Health helps men achieve success rates at well over 90%. Many patients are even able to resume intimacy as soon as the day after their appointment. Your initial visit is $99. It includes a medical consultation, testosterone, and PSA testing. And if medically appropriate, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work during your visit, then the appointment is on the house. So visit any of the 3 area Kansas City locations, Overland Park, Independence, North Kansas City. Pick up the phone and call Heartland Men's Health at 844-447-6600 or visit the website, heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane, 3rd-generation owner at Shane Company. As a family jeweler for almost 100 years, we're known for doing right by our customers. Our legacy of integrity depends on it. We stand behind our engagement rings with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds, then negotiate for the best price. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones.
Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Jurnavix suzetrigine begins. Jurnavix is a non-opioid 50-milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Jurnavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jurnavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Jurnavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit Jurnavix.com.
When a pipe bursts or your AC quits, you don't need a quick fix. You need a team you can trust. And that's Ready Services. They have been that team for more than 6 decades. Family owned and operated, celebrating more than 60 years keeping Kansas City comfortable with expert HVAC, plumbing, and drain cleaning. Get honest repairs at the right price, never high pressure sales at Ready Services. Go to REDDIservices.com and get the job done right the first time. That's Ready Services, REDDIservices.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Tonight, expect a high of 70 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Weather brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Park & Go, your home field advantage for airport parking.
Sun, sand, and stress-free travel start with Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Keep your car cool with all covered parking and enjoy fast shuttles right to the terminal. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer approved.
Tune in for the Fan Club Fridays at 1 o'clock with Cody and Gold, presented by Circus Sports. Want your shot at $30 million in guaranteed prizes? Enter one of Circus Sports' premier football contests. Visit circusports.com for details. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
North KC, we've got 29 southbound. As you approach Davidson, you're going to want to scoot to the left through here. Down at 435, east and westbound affected. Okay, the crash is at Antioch, but again, both directions are, for the most part, nosy rosies, but still, I'm seeing some red. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Walker III from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
You know what? Maybe this is something that I personally have to get over, and you guys have just gotten over it a while ago, and that's just like a difference in the way that you and I think about the team. For the life of me, I don't understand how the Chiefs went through the entire free agency process and didn't think that there was one wide receiver that could help them in free agency, nor one pass rusher that could help them in free agency. Like that part's confusing to me. And I don't really have a good answer of why. Like last year, their running back room, it clearly needed some help. And they determined very early on in the process, we're going to spend our money in free agency and we think this is worth our time. Great. Perfectly fine. When it came to cornerback, they went out and got Kader Kohu. They also spent money to get L'Jarius Sneed in free agency. They didn't spend big in free agency, but they also spent the 6th overall pick on a cornerback for this year. So, they clearly think that, hey, we got to switch out the cornerback room. The Chiefs have made some decisions. I agree with some of them. I don't agree with all of them. That's kind of life. That's any team evaluation standpoint. I don't really understand how the Chiefs saw their wide receiver room last year, and there was not a single free agent they thought could bring in and could help this team. Not a one at any point. Removed from the Cyrus Allen standpoint, there's not a one. They didn't get a 1-year guy that could step in. They did not think there was any wide receiver that could help them. They also didn't think there was a defensive lineman pass rusher that could help them too. Those are just two positions, Rob, that going back when we were having conversations and I wanted them to draft Jordan Tyson or I wanted them to get Mekhi Lemon and you wanted them to go get Ruben Bain. The text line wanted Ruben Bain or they wanted this pass rusher. I am surprised that we're now, less than a month from the beginning of the season, and all of the free agent wide receivers that we threw out as a possibility have all signed elsewhere. And if you were telling me that if your plan was in November waiting for Tyreek Hill to come back off of a significant leg injury and that was going to be your free agent acquisition, then you planned wrong in my mind. That couldn't have been your plan. That couldn't have been plan A. That could be plan C after you try all these other things. That couldn't have been plan A for wide receiver. And then at defensive line, it never felt like there was a DN that they really liked. They really think they have the answer at those two things. They think that they have the D-line answer with George Karlaftis on one side, FAU getting back healthy. He's going to help this team, Ashton Gelati, and R. Mason Thomas. And they have to like their wide receiver room. They have given you no reason to believe they don't like their wide receivers. They've had plenty of chances to upgrade the wide receiver and have selected their room every single time. Man, I hope y'all right about Chad O'Shea, and I hope that he is a miracle worker. I hope that he is a miracle worker because we are asking him to turn a room in which I think most people are lukewarm on or cool on, and we're asking them to fix not just one guy's career. They got to fix 3 or 4 guys' career simultaneously.
I actually am more frustrated with how they've handled wide receiver than edge, and it's not someone who's wanted edge. At least they put 2 premium draft picks into the pass rush. I know Peter Woods did not perform well in the first preseason game, but grain of salt. He at least is a guy who they think can generate pass rush. R. Mason Thomas, me, you, and the text line see his production in 2026 differently, but at least he is a premium asset that is designed to improve the pass rush. I think at pass rush, they tried at least through the draft. It wasn't huge try, but they at least tried.
I give them credit for that. Absolutely. I give them credit for that.
At receiver, they didn't even do that. At receiver, they said, okay, it's day 3, let's grab someone. And maybe they found the ultimate diamond in the rough. It's very possible. But based on the assets they committed to wide receiver this offseason, it is frustrating to me what they did. Edge is frustrating. It's probably second on the list. But I don't think they need to be lumped in together because they should get credit for Thomas and Woods. Meanwhile, their plan at receiver is Chad O'Shea. End of plan. Because Tyquan Thornton, back, it's the same team.
Yeah, and maybe this was your argument, and now that we're having the conversation, is even though I disagree because I like the drafting of Emmett Johnson, I think your position was the Chiefs got enough at running back and then doubled up and got an abundance at running back. They got what they think is just enough at wide receiver and just enough at defensive end, where we can have conversations about depth. And there's certainly some positions in which I think the Chiefs are deep in and can withstand an injury. They can't really deal with an injury in that wide receiver room or in their defensive end room. I don't know if this team could withstand not having Xavier Worthy for 6 weeks this season because of an injury. I don't know if this team can hold up if they don't have Rashee Rice for an extended amount of time, or if George Karlaftis gets hurt, or if R. Mason Thomas gets down. Like, they don't have an abundance at those two positions where they seem to have an abundance on a lot of other positions on the field. They got an abundance on, I would say, on interior defensive linemen. You got Peter Woods, you got Kyrus Tonga. You can wait for Nomar Ormanlot to come back and do those kind of things. You can't really wait at wide receiver. Like, I think one of the things with Cyrus Allen, I don't know if they're in a position where they could potentially slow pay it with Cyrus, because they might need his production from the jump. Like, they might need Cyrus Allen week 1 against the Broncos. They might not be in a position where they can wait until week 9 for Cyrus Allen to figure things out.
I think you just verbalized how I felt about running back, and it's not that I don't think they needed to improve running back. I'm not numb to how bad their running back room was last year. It was, I mean, there are college programs that you would rather have the running back room than the Chiefs running back room last year. I just feel like the same way Brett Veach after the Bucs Super Bowl, I think overcorrected on O-line and signed like 7 O-linemen through the draft or free agency and just said, we're going to have the best O-line ever. I think they did the same thing with running back. They needed viability. They needed league average. They were 32nd basically in running back last year. If they had jumped to 15th, they'd be fine. But instead, they tried to jump to top 8 basically by just keep throwing resources at it. Well, those resources could have been used elsewhere. Those resources could have been used to maneuver around the board for an edge rusher. Maybe you would skip an R. Mason Thomas and you take a wide receiver there because you felt like there was a diamond in the rough in the 4th because you weren't reliant on getting a running back. And like, there was a way to maneuver around, I think, and fix the offense with more than just running back. That was my biggest frustration with Veach this offseason. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the running back room is the Bears, and it's just so good, who cares? But if it's just fine, that's frustrating to me.
Yeah, and right here on the text line, CDOT, you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth. You want the Chiefs to get young, but you also want them to sign old players. They could have got Juwan Jennings this year in free agency. Juwan Jennings is 29 years old. They could have got, I mean, I wouldn't consider Juwan Jennings to be an old player. Juwan Jennings signed a 1-year contract this offseason. Like, all of free agents are not a 32-year, like, there were other free agents other than Keenan Allen. There were other free agents other than Deebo Samuel. Juwan Jennings signed a 1-year, $8 million deal. You would feel radically different about this wide receiver room if they had added Juwan Jennings in the offseason. I mean, he might be their best wide receiver if they had signed Juwan Jennings in this offseason. I would have taken him last year. I mean, last year, Juwan Jennings had 600 yards receiving. 2 years ago, had 975 receiving. Had 9 touchdowns last year. Like, they didn't sign one of those guys on the offensive side of the football when it comes to wide receivers. So, yeah, I'm with you. Like, they didn't have to go get 32-year-old Keenan Allen. Like, they didn't get a Wan'Dale Robinson type, like one of those kind of guys this offseason. Like, they didn't sign anybody. They didn't sign a single wide receiver in free agency this offseason. So we're sitting here like, man, the wide receiver room, it's the same wide receiver room as last year plus Cyrus Allen. And we didn't like the wide receiver room at the end of the season. You weren't high on the wide receiver room in week 13. Like, man, we really got something at wide receiver. They brought all of those guys back and added Cyrus Allen to the mix. I'm just a little surprised they didn't throw in one of these kind of other names at wide receiver. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk about the community meeting for the Royals. Somebody got carried out and arrested. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
North KC, we've got 29 southbound. As you approach Davidson, you're going to want to scoot to the left through here. Down at 435, east and westbound affected. Okay, the crash is at Antioch, but again, both directions are, for the most part, nosy rosies, but still, I'm seeing some red. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
For 75 years, Kansas City families have trusted Anthony for comfort, safety, and dependable service. Thank you for trusting us with your house keys. Anthony, in your home for 75 years.
Baseball fans, America's pastime is a game of decisions. Is it going to be a fastball or a sinker? Should you swing big or play for the bunt? And FanDuel is giving you that same strategy every Dinger Tuesday with a choose your own reward customization, which allows you to transform the experience. Option 1, the bet reset. Use this on your wager and you'll get refunded in bonus bets if your slip doesn't cash. Option 2, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, you'll get extra winnings for the price of no extra cost. Whatever your style is, remember that you are in control. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. FanDuel.com/local. Now choose your reward for every home run bet on Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs, and that's with FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Option required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kansas City storms can leave behind roof damage you can't always see. Hail and high winds may have compromised your roof, even if everything looks fine from the ground. That's why Century Roofing offers a free roof inspection and handles the insurance process from start to finish. For over 36 years and more than 36,000 roofs installed, homeowners have trusted Century Roofing. Voted best roofing company in Johnson County for 5 years straight and best in Kansas City 2 years in a row. KC-based and female-owned. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're a choir, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
It's Chiefs season at Harrah's Kansas City. Every Saturday in August, the excitement kicks off at 6 p.m., where every 15 minutes until 10 p.m., one lucky guest will win up to $2,000 in free play. Then at 10 p.m., one grand prize winner will score a pair of Kansas City season tickets. Wear your red, bring your lucky game day spirit, and join us every Saturday in August at Harrah's Kansas City. Big prizes, big excitement. Don't miss your shot to win.
21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This report is brought to you by Go Car Wash. It's your time to go shine.
For limited time at Go Car Wash, mention radio and get any wash for just $5. Yep, any wash. That's up to 80% off our best wash. Visit Go Car Wash today. It's your time to go shine.
Tune in to Cody and Gold starting at 10 as they broadcast live from Chiefs training camp with exclusive one-on-one interviews and real-time updates from practice. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. You're listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you guys, taking you up to 5:30 when we hand things off to the Royals. All right, this is how I would like to begin the 5 o'clock hour. This was probably 3 weeks ago now. This was in late July. There was a Royals public meeting, and it got a little rowdy.
We're gonna take a short break. Yeah, we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna deal with what we need to deal with. So either Either you guys will let the people speak, or we're gonna shut it down for a minute. Your choice.
We'll shut it down for you.
How about that? How about that? How about that? How about we take 5 minutes and we'll let you guys deal with it. Thank you.
So that was public meeting number 1. They had another public meeting today. Now, this one was a little bit different. This was like more of a government thing. The other one was like the Royals were hosting this. So they are approving the money. The city is approving the money for the stadium. It's almost over. I know I'm ready for it to end too. The city is approving the money. So this was the funding and rezoning today. So it's a public forum. City council is there. You get to go. You get to speak your mind. One man got arrested protesting this thing today. So everybody gets 2 minutes. He didn't feel like either A, he was getting his correct amount of time, or he felt like some people, they were given a little bit more time to speak on this issue. It also got rowdy.
Tensions are high at the Royal Stadium planning meeting. It's happening right now. This video just into our newsroom showing the moment a fight broke out. Afterwards, the mayor was escorted out and we were able to catch up with him.
I know there's a lot of passion with this right now. We recognize that, and I hope everybody's able to come with cooler heads in connection with it. So I'll just hope as we continue our public comment, we continue in a way that everybody can respect everybody else's voices. Everybody's trying to do their best, make sure you hear from everybody. And, I think it's unfortunate, of course, that you see something like that.
All right, so that was the mayor of Kansas City. You heard his voice there at the end. All right, this is my personal frustration. I can only speak for myself. If you have a different frustration, you're more than welcome to have a different frustration. A lot of times what I feel like happens in 2026 when people get mad and people start to protest and people seem to speak out, and you're allowed to do all those things. I'm not mad if you do it, but if you are with a certain community group, like the Missouri Workers Center or like Stand Up, which is another community group, it would be really great if there was one protester, one person that was in charge that could be the voice and could communicate their message. Because in my opinion, there are legitimate things to be upset about when it comes to the Royals. If you are frustrated that you didn't get a vote and that they're just taking your money and doing what they want with your money, I understand that. If you're frustrated that maybe there's not enough community incentives around it. Like, Rob, you remember one of the issues with KC tenants were they wanted a set number of affordable housing next to the stadium. Hey, if you guys are going to do this and use our money to build this, we want X number of units to be designated for this thing. That's a great thing to be fighting for, in my opinion. I think we all know they're going to put condos and apartments around this stadium, and the average person is not going to be able to afford them. They're charging $1,900 for a studio apartment. So I understand fighting for affordable housing. That makes sense to me. Are you mad that they are using taxpayer dollars to fund this stadium? You're allowed to feel that way. Are you mad you lost? Because some of the frustration to me now from these community groups seems to be tied up into two things. You thought you stopped it the first time. Shockingly enough, the billionaires beat you and they got exactly what they wanted. And also that your community group didn't get enough out of it when you thought you were going to. That the Royals were happy to sit at the table and negotiate with you and do all of these things, but you didn't sit at the table, whatever happened, and now the business is happening. I feel like I've been pretty understanding on this. Maybe I'm not patting myself on the back, but again, I understand some of these things, but I've just tried to caution this is happening with or without your approval. They don't need your approval on this. The city has determined what they are going to do. The Royals have determined what they are going to do. The Hallmark family, they have already collectively made a decision. They voted yes on this today. They are moving forward. They have a date in which they're going to break ground. They have a date in which they think the stadium is going to be completed. You did not stop the stadium from being built. All you stopped was a tax that was directly going to the stadium. That's it. That's all you voted on. I voted on. A lot of you voted on. Some of you didn't vote on it. That's all you voted on. That was not a yes or no to a downtown stadium. I know that's how it was proposed. It was, do you want to continue this tax? And this tax, 100% of it goes to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas City Royals. You voted no on paying that tax. That tax is going to expire. They are now taking other money that they don't need your approval from, and they've been telling us this entire time. Maybe I'm crazy, but when the mayor comes on, I see you guys on the text line, and listen to what he's saying. He's been telling you now for 2 years what was going. He told you for 2 years today was going to happen. Hey, we're going to redivert this money from there. We don't need to go to a public vote. We're going to take the money that we pay from here, and this is where we're going to build the stadium. They've been telling you this the entire time. I just don't know how you can be so shocked or that mad about it when they've been telling you. Now we all pay for the stadium, not just the people that live in the 816. Everybody pays for it. So you might be thinking, yeah, we told those billionaires. Do you live in Kansas? Well, you give money to the Chiefs now, I guess soon. But yes, some of your money that you work hard for is going to the Chiefs to pay for their $1 billion stadium and pay for their practice facility, and they're going to charge you to go to training camp. I don't like the way that it's set up. I don't think it's set up for you and I to win. Shockingly enough, life's not fair. America's financial system, also not really fair for the little guy. Seems to be really, really fair if you got a lot of money. Seems to really work out if you got a lot of money. If you got a little bit of money, I don't think it works out that well for you. But it's still a stadium that we enjoy. I mean, you've been paying for the stadium all this time if you live in Kansas City. Have you enjoyed having the Royals here? It's been kind of fun. It's cool to go to a game on a Tuesday. It's cool when they win championships. They won plural since they've been in Kansas City. You helped pay for it. It's been kind of cool when they do those things. So that's just been my stance from the very, very beginning. Some of these conversations, we're not going to need to keep having too many of these, is because they're moving forward. They have another vote on Thursday. They're going to formalize all of these things. They're going to sign all of these things. So yes, there will be people there that are protesting. But this isn't even a just come on the drive. I don't care what show you come on. I'm happy to talk about it. You go on another show. Go on Fesco's show. Go on the Midday Show. Go on the other show. Go on Pete Mundo. I don't care what show you go on. But is it more effective for you to do a radio interview or a television interview and communicate to Kansas City how you feel, or get drug out in cuffs at the community meeting and now no one knows what you think? What's more effective to me in getting your messaging across as an entity that is clearly trying to communicate something? You're unhappy about something. I want to know what it is. Do you want more community stuff? Like, you might make some good points. Hey, they're doing this. Can they do this? Hey, our concern is what's going to happen to the homeless people that congregate at Washington Square Park. These are legitimate civil questions that we should be asking. But is that the conversation we're having? Is that the conversation we had about the fight they had 3 weeks ago at Union Station? Is that the conversation we're having about the city meeting? All while you're fighting and arguing and getting arrested, the business of building the stadium and funding it is happening around you. That's my issue with this.
I also think because the protesters, the group that's anti-stadium, the people that don't want this downtown, so on and so forth, don't have a clear, concise message, it's hard to get people on their side. And then you add in the fact that sometimes their message is just wrong. Like, there are people out there right now who walk amongst us, who think the Royals moving downtown is going to displace businesses. That's not true. There are people right now walking amongst us who think, oh, a downtown stadium is going to screw the people who live down there. There are no people who live where the Royals are going to build. So I think because there's no clear, concise message, I don't want this, here's my top reason why, people start to fill in the blanks, and now you have 20 protesters fighting for 20 different things, and there is no clear, concise, wait, we want this. Jonathan Duncan's been on this show. He talked about, as a city council person, I want better community outreach from the Royals. What are they going to give us for us giving them this? That's a fine message to get behind. But going there and screaming, let us vote, and getting arrested is not a good message. And then me and you don't have a conversation about what's said. We have a conversation about the person getting arrested. It's a very different framing of what happened.
Yeah, and I'm reading the text line right now. I absolutely love it. Let's keep fighting the rich and the people doing things to make the rich richer. Fight the good fight and make it harder for them to get their way. Keep fighting. In that same meeting, the city of Kansas City approved $510 million for the stadium. I don't know if you made it harder for them to do it. They still voted. You did not win the vote. You lost the vote.
Getting to the vote took 10 minutes longer because that guy got arrested.
The city today approved $510 million for the stadium, $90 million for infrastructure, and a 1% sales tax. You didn't make anything more difficult today. You didn't. I'm sorry. You didn't make anything more difficult for these people today. They got done everything they needed done. So, yeah, this was like when you got to take a small detour on a highway. I mean, I guess my travel was a little bit worse. I was supposed to get here at 5:22. I got here at 5:27. I got here in one piece. You didn't really inconvenience me that much. I still got exactly what I wanted out of this. So that's just it. I would like a little bit more clarity on what they're upset about and what they're fighting for and what they're so frustrated with. And you can go on any show you want. We tried to have them on today. They didn't want to come on the show. This show is open. The people from Stand Up, if you want to come on the show, if you want to talk, great. Someone said the fact that you're talking about is a win for the protester. I don't know what they're protesting. I don't know. If shouting out your charity or I'll shout out anybody's charity. I'm happy to help you. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay, good. All right. That's just it. All right, Rob, hit the button.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Carrington Hits are brought to you by Jungle Law. Jungle Law is here to dominate all cases of DUI, personal injury, criminal defense, and sexual harassment. Call the lawman today, 816-816-9111.
Yeah, and I guess in this, CDOT, your argument is they're rich, so just shut up and take it because you fighting for any purpose means absolutely nothing. No, what I would argue is, this is my argument more than anything is, I think the Royals have shown some measure of good faith and is willing to sit down with the community because I think the Royals really care about how you guys think and how you feel up to a certain point. And a lot of times, I think in these conversations, I think that activists think that it's better to just go in and burn everything than to sit down and have civil conversations with the other side, especially when the other side is not forced to listen to you. They don't have to listen to you. So yes, sometimes there is time to go in and kick down the door. There absolutely is. We want this and we want it now. Sometimes you've got to show a little bit of diplomacy and you've got to show an ability to sit down and negotiate and work with the Royals and the community versus against them when they don't have to listen to you. They don't have to listen to you. They really don't. They do not have to listen to you.
If anything, you've given the Royals more reason to ignore you. I agree with you. I don't think the Royals are ignoring the public. But when every time they reach out to hear from the public, it just becomes a shouting match and a performative anger session, why would I keep having these? I don't need them. I'm doing them out of a service to the community, and they always end up bad. We're done doing them. If you think you are going to go to one of these things and have a civil discussion with the Royals, you should be doing that. But if you're going to this to, scream and shout and protest and all you're doing is making it harder on the people who want to have a civil conversation with the Royals. And there are fair questions to ask the Royals. I feel like they never get asked because it's all about screaming and shouting and getting arrested because of it.
Sometimes you got to use the whip. Sometimes you got to use the carrot. Sometimes you got to use the sugar. And a lot of times we only hear about the whip being used and we don't hear about those other things that are also effective at getting the horse to listen to you and follow your instructions. Let's talk about Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy met with the media for the first time since the tragic shooting of his wife, Mia Bieniemy. She is definitely recovering. She is doing a lot better. He gives us an update on how she's doing.
Yes. So she's on a great road to recovery. And like I said, I'm going to keep that private. And first and foremost, let me go backwards to go forward. Yes, she is on the road to recovery. Yes, she is doing great. It's one of the main reasons why I'm back here, because of her recovery. She's truly a soldier. She's a saint, and it's been incredible to watch. But with that said, I know I was driving her and a bunch of my family members crazy in the house. So she was like, you have my blessing to leave. So it was time to get back.
That was Eric Bieniemy today talking about his wife. I think I speak for everybody. Very happy that she is doing well, happy that she is progressing. And obviously, you're not going back to work if you're Eric Bieniemy. If you don't get the blessing of your wife and doctors telling you that she is going to be fine, the legal stuff, it'll handle itself out. That's not my business. That's not your business. We'll see how it plays itself out. Obviously, a very, very confusing situation about what happened. Still a lot of questions that need to be answered, but the court system will ultimately answer all of those questions for me. So I'm fine with waiting until we get those answers. Here is Eric Bieniemy talking about the offense after watching one preseason game.
Right now, we're still in camp mode, working on the developmental process, making sure that our guys understands the what's, the whys, and the hows, okay? And that's our job as coaches. We got to make sure that they understand all the little things that we're inputting into them to get them to go out and perform on game day. So right now, we're not where we need to be. There was some good, but these practices that we've had the past few days, the guys have stepped up. They've accepted the challenge, and they understand, okay, what needs to be accomplished. So we're just going to continue to grow from here on out.
Oh, those Eric Bieniemy press conferences are back, where he says so much while simultaneously saying so little about the offense and where they are. I don't know if you can take anything from the offense other than how Emmett Johnson performed and their offensive line depth. I don't know if you can take anything else. Mahomes didn't play in this. Kenneth Walker played one snap. Travis Kelce didn't play in this game. Rashee Rice didn't play. Xavier Worthy didn't play. I don't really know what offensive takeaways I can have other than I thought Emmett Johnson looked very good with the limited opportunities that he got. I thought Cyrus Allen made one or two plays. Aaron Armstrong made a play or two. And if they get to 7 or 8 when it comes to their offensive line rotation, it's going to be tough because I don't know if they got 8 good offensive linemen on this team.
I agree. But to be fair, I don't know. There's a lot of NFL cities doing radio today. They're like, man, we're 7, 8, 9 deep at offensive line.
Sure. Absolutely.
We can even pick a good team like the Bills or the Ravens or, we don't have to pick a bad team. I don't think Jeremy White today is doing the show in Buffalo being like, you know what I love about the Bills this upcoming season? They're at 8 deep. I also think because where the Chiefs are on the waiver wire, they can address some of these things. They can't address all of them, but they will actually have an opportunity to address and fix some of the things that he thinks needs cleaned up from the preseason at the end of the preseason, because they aren't picking on the waiver wire at 32. They're picking like 10. So if the Steelers surprise cut what could be a good offensive lineman that they like, the Chiefs can go get that player and fix some of these issues. But it is, you said it perfectly, Eric Bieniemy pressers are back. He says one interesting thing and then puts words around it where you kind of forget the one interesting thing. They're not where we need to be, but we're coaching and we're learning and we're teaching and we're inputting. What are we talking about?
He says it definitely in a tone of like, yeah, no, you're right. Like, you didn't say anything. Like, you just didn't say nothing. If the Chiefs put in a waiver claim, because I saw earlier today they'd be 8th. So it flip-flopped between 8th and 9th because of the coin flip. That's how they got 9, but then they got 8th in the second round. And what does it matter? I think I could see them putting in a wide receiver claim. I could see them putting in an offensive line claim. I'd be a little bit surprised if they put in a claim at another position on the field other than those two, if they even put one in and once we get to cut down day.
Linebacker?
Maybe. But the only reason I bring that up is, are they bringing in a linebacker? Because now, if you claim a guy, you have to make the 53-man roster.
Correct. He has to make the real team.
So if you put in a claim, now you can go through the waiver claims and you are just available. Like, you can just be available. You can pick them up. You can put them on the practice squad, do all of those kind of things. But, yeah, if you put in a waiver claim, that guy has to make the 53-man roster. Where do you think they can make a 53-man roster claim? I don't think it's at linebacker. I think it's either at offensive line or I think it's at wide receiver, and they just don't like wide receiver number 5 or number 6, and then they'll put him into it. That's the only positions that realistically make sense to me.
That's probably true. I was thinking that they do lack a little bit of linebacker, but you're not cutting Cater Kohu for a fourth linebacker.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, we are off today. We'll be back again tomorrow.